Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us for episode 98 of the MeepleCore podcast, a bi-weekly podcast about board games, video games, music, and nerd culture. I'm your host, Tim Jennette, the Metal Meeple, and I'm joined by my co-hosts,
Eric Ledford,
George Breden,
and Matt Robert.
He is back.
Yeah.
In this episode, we give you a first impressions for the board games Bullet, Spartacus, and Bristol 1305. We have special guest Tony Gulotti from Czech Games Editions, so we're going to ask him a lot of random questions. We go through our top 5 board games that made us interested in its subject matter, and much more. Intern Alexa, ask a random question.
Here's a question for you. What would be the coolest animal to scale up to the size of a horse? Want to play another one?
No.
Would you like word games?
Alexa, stop.
Educational games?
Alexa, stop.
Geography game?
Alexa, stop. Why does she always do this? I'm going to just keep going. You didn't even give us time to answer this question. So,
I would have to go with a big red dog.
A big red dog like Clifford? All right.
I guess he's bigger than a horse.
He's already bigger than a horse, yeah.
What about you, George? This is totally up your alley.
Yeah, I think I would go with one of those giant walking stick bugs.
I was going to say scorpion. I want something that's going to end up having a challenge rating.
No, not. I don't want
say animal.
I mean, I guess it did say animal, not insect. All right, let's start with
it said
animal.
coolest, though. How cool would that be to have this big insect like crawling around and you're like riding up on its back? Like,
what about a praying mantis? That would have a challenge rating, right?
They would eat you.
You don't want a big
You could stand on the back of a giant walking stick and it'd be like surfboarding or something. Amazing.
That would be kind of.
But they don't move very much. They're like, and they could just go back and forth. You just stay in one spot.
All right. What about yourself?
I don't know. So, Eric, you picked a big red dog. Are you?
Yes,
I mean, it would be like a horse. I mean, I guess that's that's like a slightly bigger than a mastiff at that point.
Yeah,
it's not much change.
Yeah. I don't know. An animal. Maybe like an iguana. That'd be crazy.
That would be, wow.
I mean, they get big already, but that would be nuts.
Yeah.
Why would you want it as big as a horse?
Because then you can mount that crap and ride it. I mean, it wouldn't go very far or fast, but
think about the claws.
I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, in the Mage Knight clicky game, like the original Clicks game, I believe there was mounted lizard guys, like guys on mounted lizards.
They had mounts. I don't know if they were lizards or not.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's definitely a mounted part to that.
Boom. That's what I'm talking about. You know how BA that would be for cosplay? Show up with one of those. Hey, guys. I'm here for the photo shoot.
Oh, there's so many animals that would be so cool. How about a mole? You know, like just...
No, listen. Those things already destroy my yard. Could you imagine a horse coming through your yard?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, think what it could do.
Make me tunnels.
I guess if it was in a zoo, yeah. But man, no, get out of my yard. As a matter of fact, tell your friends, because I'm sick of it.
You have mole problems?
Yeah.
How have you been disposing of them?
Our crazy Russian neighbor has traps, and he does things.
Okay.
Oh, I'm upset.
I'll be honest with you. He's like such a softie, though. So he takes them and takes them other places. He does it.
Okay.
At first, he caught a
He
groundhog.
doesn't have the guillotine traps?
No.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Moles, yeah, the ones that stab a spike down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have those. He takes care of those. But he has...
Would you take them to a farm upstate?
No, he takes them to the trash can.
The
dog. He feeds it to the dog.
No, we also have groundhogs and raccoons, and he has traps for those sometimes. He will capture them. And the first one, he got a gun and he was almost going to, take it out.
Mm-hmm.
And he felt really bad because he says like all cute and furry. So since then, he just got him and took him to farms and stuff.
Okay, well, that's good. He can bring them here. That's fine.
I don't think the farms want him.
Well, no, like his family owns some land, and it's like 30 minutes away, but he takes them and I think drops them off there or something. I don't know. He's only did it a couple of times. Most of the time, it's just these moles.
Yeah,
gotcha.
I don't have any remorse for them. Sorry. They get spiked.
My neighbor puts out traps for the squirrels. We have a decent amount of squirrels around.
That's
capture them.
What?
Well, he doesn't kill them or anything. He does relocate them.
Okay.
He like.
I feel like
he has
that's
to
an
drive
endless
them.
battle.
He does. He has to drive them like pretty
Hey,
far away. They'll come back.
We'll take them because we feed our squirrels. So
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
we'll
Bring it
take
over to
them.
Matt's house.
They come out and look at me. They know if they see me, they get food.
They get
It's
some.
my parents' house.
Right.
That's how they do it too.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
put
yeah.
dog food. They buy like kibbles and bits and put it on the.
Oh, really?
railing.
No, but we get peanuts and throw it out there. And,
Yeah, you should see their squirrels. They're so fat.
Yeah, ours are getting fat.
It's like, you all know how to hunt anymore, or y'all just
No.
free riding?
Yeah. We put out all kinds of like bird seed every night, and the squirrels come and get it too. Not every night, every day, and bring it back in at night because the raccoons will come and just take it all
Yeah.
at night. And
Well, raccoons need to eat too.
yeah, no, there's plenty for the raccoons. They get
Yeah.
stuff. Don't worry.
Okay.
But we have a whole family of raccoons that lives in our barn. But I can't get over this question about the animal the size of a horse. What if it was a hummingbird? And
I mean,
it
you could do that.
You could mount it.
Oh.
You could mount that.
If the physics would still work and you could
I
still
would
hover
actually
around.
just wrap a chain around it and let it in my room, because I bet it would be like a fan. You know, it's like just blowing so much air in your face. I feel like that's animal cruelty, but that's
Yeah. Sad life.
although we do have a lot of hummingbirds.
Make
we have
me
a
wind.
hummingbird feeder. They're really cool to watch.
They are, yeah.
Yeah, they're super cool. We named them all. It's great. There's one called Jesse. He's like his plump little, I don't know if it's male or female, but we call him Jesse.
Do you have a
He-
bunch
he-
coming to the same feeder?
We have 4.
Do they come
We
at
used to
different,
have 5,
different,
but I don't know. Yeah, they don't come at the same time.
different
But
times
it has
during
like,
the day?
yeah, it has like 4
Yeah.
sides. Yeah, it's a typical like cylinder, and it has the 4 flowers on the bottom.
Yeah,
And each year, the same ones come back.
that's awesome.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Well, anyway, we're a podcast about board games
That's right.
and video
And-
games.
And animals.
Small
And
animals.
apparently, Wingspan. We talked about Wingspan quite a bit, Matt.
Really?
Yeah, it won every award possible, including most innovative game.
And best card game.
How do you feel about that, George?
Yeah, that was it deserved everything it got except for that one. Actually, it's not that innovative.
Okay.
And then
So
I was
that's
harping
super
on it
stoked
because,
that it won a whole bunch.
yeah, dice game. There was another, other podcast, but I won't mention them to not call them out. But there was another podcast that did like top 10 list, and it was like number 4 on like their dice games. You know what you do with the dice in that?
You roll 'em.
Nothing. They get rolled one time and generate whatever food or whatever. It's like you draft them or whatever.
Ugh.
That is not. There's dice in it. It's not like Yahtzee.
I
Yeah.
haven't even played the game, and I know better than that.
Yeah. So
Tim,
well, anyway,
Tim nominated it for best game of the year without a spinner.
I did. And best miniatures game.
There we go.
As we always do, we're going to talk about what we've been up to the last couple weeks. I'm sure that some of ours are really short, and we'll focus on Matt somewhat because he's been out for a while. I'll start with me real quick. I don't think I ever start this, which is good because then I can take a break before I get to the news and stuff. Obviously, Destiny 2. We got George on that, so
That's
maybe
right.
we'll talk about some of his feelings on it so far. Been playing some Brawl Stars. Yeah, did I text you about that?
Yes, you did.
Have you checked it out?
No, I've not.
It's amazing. I have played I have played over 500 games.
Oh, wow.
I've won 390 of one type and like 80 and 100 and something of another
I
type.
kind of feel that same way too. Like the vast majority of games I'm in, I win, or if
Yes.
it's a duo, I win. So it's like I guess there's a lot of players in that game that aren't very good. Is
It's
what I
got
feel
a
like.
massive player base that once you start playing a character, they rank up, and when you get to about 15, you
Mhm.
start playing some really challenging people.
Okay.
Yeah, but
So if
also you two are like stupid good at video games.
Well,
Because-
we play a lot.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like you get a lot of practice, so you're probably, way above the curve as far as that goes.
I suppose
It does help,
Hmm.
especially because we played League. It's very League-like, kinda.
Kind
The
of.
idea of what you're doing, but like the scenarios are different, obviously.
In Destiny, I was killing like 36 guys, and you guys were killing 125.
We have a lot.
You
of
only
practice.
played it for like 2 hours,
Right.
so you're fresh. I have played a newer game not really a new game, but a new game to me. It's called the Cat Game.
The cat
This
game?
is a mobile game. Yeah, Rachel wanted to find a game that we could play together, so she found this cat game, and you like basically raise cats, and you roll
Sounds
to open these
horrid.
deliveries to get. You open these baskets to get like new cats. There's percentages, and it's just like Clash of Clans and stuff like that, where
Yeah.
like, the delivery
Pokemon.
will end up taking longer and longer and longer. And it's like, you want to speed this up? Spend some gems.
Did the cats all fight each other when you put them together?
No, they're all cordial with each other. Apparently,
Mm.
they just stand on a line on your floor. You have all these different floors that you make. It's pretty silly.
Yeah, it is.
It's kind of cute. Theron really likes it, so I've been playing it. The only problem with it I see is that there's this like rarity system where it's like you're going for a common. The problem is when you're getting that common, it's always going to be the same common once you get it. So it has like a 40% chance to get a cat, but it's always that exact cat. So like if you've built everything in the game, you have exactly what everybody else has.
Oh wow.
It's not like, playing Magic or something where you open a booster pack and you get a cat that they don't
Right.
have.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
going through the same
one
progression.
of 300 cards.
It's
Yeah,
so
there's not-
You're
fair.
getting one of 5 cats.
It's so fair.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. I mean, if people think it's cool or whatever, but the purpose we were trying to do is have a game to where we can play and then come back and be like, oh, what did you get? Oh, you got that one? I've got this one. But you can't do that with this because
Oh,
if one
Oh.
person's played it more, they're
There you
obviously going to have everything that you have.
that's
And
too bad.
that kind of, it just dissipated it a little bit for me, but she likes it a lot and
Yeah,
it's
go back
really
to
cute.
Pokemon.
Go back to Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have to buy a litter box plus one for every cat plus one?
No. You don't buy extra litter boxes. You just scoop it twice a day. No, I'm just kidding. I've got my home office set up downstairs now because it was really hot upstairs. And
Yeah.
I got the Kingdom Death out. Starting
Ooh,
Oh,
on
nice.
it. Yeah.
Nice.
And lastly, I have subscribed to Twitch and been watching a ton of one person because Ronnie Radke is on there streaming.
Oh my god! I just watched a movie, Fighting with My Family.
Yeah.
Evidently, he's with the ex wrestler or something like that.
He's with Paige.
Yeah, Paige.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So
Yeah.
I was looking up stuff about her, and I was like, oh, look who she's dating. That guy.
They seem to be a pretty good couple together. I mean, they're just silly with each other, nuts, and they don't make it like a big thing.
Right.
So it's pretty cool. But he'll stream and he's just like talking most of the time, and then later at night he'll actually play video games and stuff. So it's pretty cool. He's responded to me a couple of times. So fanboy it up. We're gonna do Matt last, but Eric, what you been up to?
Yeah, besides playing that Destiny with you and George this time, got to get out Mage Knight with Melissa. I know you've played it and we played it together. I'm not sure if George has played it.
I have.
Oh, okay. And then we played it with Matt back in the day. It's been a couple years. But yeah, it's pretty long, and she didn't end up liking it, which was sad. But
Aw.
Did you get her to play it a second time and she didn't like it?
we're halfway through the second time. We had to pause, but there wasn't really enough interaction with each other in the game, I guess. Because, one person kind of explores on one side of the map and another person kind of goes to the other side of the map. So it's kind of,
Yeah.
Yeah.
kind of doing your own thing.
I wonder if
So-
she would actually like the base scenario with like 4 people. I mean, it would be massively long, but you do get
Right.
in each other's way quite
Mhm.
a bit.
Yeah, maybe so. And then also, for her anyway, she felt like a lot of the times you get cards, but you can't do kind of what you wanted to on that turn. Say you're at a village and you want a lot of influence cards. Well, you got no influence cards, so you move away because you want to battle something, and then you draw up, and now you don't have enough movement to get somewhere where you want to battle, and so there's
Yeah.
kind of that hand management that she didn't really prefer.
That's fair. I liked it quite a bit with the hand management. That's like, because you're like, I can go over here and go ham on this, fight,
Mhm.
but then like those cards are also influence. So maybe I'll go this way and do a couple of things and try to cycle those cards and then end up on the space with the village and then have all kinds of influence.
Well, you can only
It
cycle
also
those
has to
cards.
really know your deck.
Yeah, you can only cycle those cards on the next phase of the game, basically.
Right.
So you're going back and forth between night phase and day phase. And you are playing through your whole deck, typically, in most cases. But yeah, you just gotta know your deck, I guess, and
I think that's the big thing is
line
knowing
up
the deck.
stuff.
Yeah.
It's only 16 cards, I think.
Right. Yeah.
But that
that's right.
leads to the feeling of it being kind of slow. The fact that you can't always do what you want to do when you want to do it. So you're putting things off, and it just makes the game feel slow.
Yeah, to an extent.
But it is
you
a slow
also.
game.
Yes. Well, so that's a long game.
It's long.
It's a long game.
Yeah.
The only reason I don't think it's slow is because like you're engaged the whole time. If somebody is not thinking outside their turn, they either just don't care about the game or they don't know what to do.
Right. Sometimes
Yeah.
you kind of already know what you want to do, so you are kind of waiting on what the other players are doing. And in our cases, a lot of times, when you don't have that interaction with each other, it doesn't really matter what the other person is doing because they're not really affecting your choices because you're on a different side of the board.
Yeah, I wonder if she would like it better like 4 players.
Yeah.
It would be long, but there
would
is
be.
quite a bit of indirect interaction because you're thinking of something they move in a path where it takes one thing that you need.
Mm-hmm.
Like they pick up that one crystal or they go and fight that guy that you have prepared for.
Right.
So I don't know if she'd like that type of interaction, but
Yeah. So the second time
at that
through,
point, if you're already prepared for the fight and they took your boss, go beat them up.
right. But the second time through, we're playing like co-op scenario, and we thought maybe that would kind of help add a little bit more interaction. You kind of get to negotiate on what you're going to do with the tactic cards at the beginning of the game or each round, and who's going to take what kind of mana from the middle from the source.
Yeah.
But even with adding that a little bit more of interaction, it wasn't kind of enough for her.
Well, that's fair.
Yeah.
It's definitely not a game for everyone.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
But
Anything
yeah,
else besides
no,
Destiny?
that and Destiny.
That's fair.
Well, we should talk about
played a lot of
Destiny.
Destiny.
Yeah.
We can have a whole podcast about Destiny at this point.
It's a spin-off podcast
Yeah.
about Destiny.
All right, George, what you been up to?
Well, I heard so much about Destiny, I had to download it so we could play it. And
Because we don't shut up about it.
that's right. I had a blast. Like that was actually really fun because the graphics are amazing and running around. There's enough monsters that even though you guys were killing over 100
A
each,
lot.
I was still able to find some to kill.
Yeah.
And it didn't matter. Like I could get shot up and die, and it doesn't really matter because I just come back. Yeah, it was really fun. It was just stupid fun, run around, shoot everything. So
Right.
Sweet.
yeah.
I'm glad you liked it. Matt, you haven't tried it out yet.
Y'all
It's
playing
free.
the second one?
Yeah.
I played the first one with my son a little bit.
Oh, okay. It's
I
Yeah.
believe now it's cross-compatible.
that's what I heard. Yeah.
Meaning,
Oh, really?
If you have it on your Xbox, you can play with someone on their PC.
Oh
I
wow.
believe that's the case anyway.
Matt.
Y'all
They
played
have-
on PC?
We played on PC.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
And at least
we
on
need
PC,
we need to first coerce Matt into playing tabletop.
yeah,
And-
tabletop's good.
And it's free. It's free on the PC.
That's true.
I mean, it's like, I don't know, 100 gig download, but it's free.
It is 100. It is 100 gig download. Yeah.
Yeah.
It took all day.
It's massive.
It was great.
Yeah, no, it's fun though.
Anything else or
I
pretty much-
I played a game. There's a game we're going to talk about a little bit later called Bristol 1350, and I rounded up a group of friends play that. There were some deaf people from Ireland and some deaf people from the United States, and I got them all together. Had them all. There were 7 of us. We were ready to play, and I go to Tabletopia to send them the link and everything, and for whatever reason, it didn't work. Couldn't play the game.
Aw,
oh,
Yeah, after all the scheduling to get 7 people together, that's rough.
right.
And then, so we're all ready. And Bristol 1350, I don't know if they took it down or if it never worked on Tabletopia. I'm
We
not
played
sure.
it on tabletop.
Because we played it on Tabletop Simulator.
Right.
But not everyone has that, and it costs
That's
money.
true. Mhm.
So I had to change plan at the last second. So we played a 7-player game of Sea Change, which is the re-theme of Gorius Maximus, the card game,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
and had a great time. That is a good game. That
You
is
should have played some Trial by Trolley.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think that's on Tabletopia. That would have been fun
Probably
though.
not.
Yeah.
You said the name, and I realized in the intro I said Bristol 1305, but it is 1350.
It is 1350.
Whoops.
Yeah, it's way later.
Right.
It's 45 years later.
So much has changed.
All right, is that it for you, or
That's it for me. We had a good time, and that's a fun game. I can definitely recommend it. And I like the art so much better with cute sea creatures than bloody gladiators.
Glorious Maximus looks awesome.
It's pretty good art. Yeah.
All right, Matt, you got tons to talk about. Possibly, you don't have to, but
You would think, but I think honestly, a lot of my time has been devoted to work. I did during this whole COVID thing. We were working. I've been doing 10-hour days for 6 days.
Oh, jeez.
For like the last 6 weeks. So
wow.
we're finally coming off of that. So we're getting back to more of a normal routine.
Mm-hmm.
But I was working a ton there for a while. So pretty much I was just kind of playing video games, and I finally finished Witcher 3. That was a good time. So I enjoyed that. Started playing Red Dead 2. Yeah, that is a really good game.
I heard all kinds of good stuff about that game.
It is really good. I think it kind of gets a weird stigma that it is a Rockstar game, so everyone thinks it's going to be like
Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Auto. It is nothing like it. It's the story in it is incredible. I mean, it's got a really good story.
There's a lot of immersion as well. Like if you hear owl, there's an owl somewhere in your area.
Well, that's George. Have you played it?
Played. You're talking about the next one, like the latest one.
Yes.
No, I have not. And I was just about to ask you, can I get it on the PC, or is it just a PlayStation game?
Yeah, they have it
sure.
on PC.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm going to get it.
Yeah, they have it on PC. And I think there's actually exclusives if you get it on PC too. Like certain weapons and stuff like that, I think.
I'm definitely going to get it. Oh, I'm so excited now.
There is roughly, I want to say like 300 to 400 critters in the game that are like all unique.
I love it. I enjoyed the first one, the one before so much, because you could just ride around and just take in the art. It was amazing.
Yeah, look at the scenery. That's what George was doing in Destiny. He was just going around. Looking all,
that's why he couldn't kill nothing.
Right.
Yeah, that's why he had like 100 kills and he had 20. He's like, oh, check out this art on the wall. Check the stained glass.
But yeah, I can't harp on Red Dead 2 enough. It's awesome because the whole game is essentially the map essentially takes you through every part of America. It's got like you're like Wyoming and stuff like that, like parts that look like Yellowstone, and then it's got your hills of West Virginia where there's like inbred gangs and stuff like that. And,
sorry, people in West Virginia.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate stereotype for them, but thanks to Deliverance. But but then you get to like areas that are kind of like just Texas and everything, where it's kind of more arid and everything like that. It's got all these different climates and everything, and all these different animals, and you can hunt iguanas and all these like different songbirds that you can look at your binoculars and find, and
that's better than hunting them. But yeah,
cougars hunt you,
awesome.
So you got to watch out for that. Cougars will stalk up and jump on you. And
not very realistic.
I was picturing old women.
Yeah.
Sorry. I was like looking over at the Audacity stuff, and I'm like, what is he? Cougar?
No, like actual cougar.
Because you just like talked about gangs, and I was like, a cougar gang? What?
Oh man, but yeah, it's really good. I had not played the first Red Dead, and this is not a spoiler because it's known from the beginning, but it is actually a prequel to Red Dead.
Oh, interesting.
But you're a bad guy.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
is
different.
that a spoiler?
No.
You do not play as John. You play as a different person that was in the gang.
Ah.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't think that's a spoiler because that's like part of every trailer they've put out there. So
it is still with the same gang and everything. You just play as a different person.
I gotcha.
That was involved with the gang ahead before the first one actually took place.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I highly recommend that one. And then here recently, I just picked up. The Last of Us 2 came out, and that is incredible.
Oh
also.
Yes.
Oh man, that is really good. That's one of the few games that my wife, when we start playing it, or I start playing it, I cannot play it without her being there to watch the story. So,
oh nice.
If that tells you anything,
that's
what Kat and I did.
Yeah, me and Melissa did the same thing.
Yeah.
She watched that whole game.
Yeah.
It's
So
really,
the second one, man, I cannot recommend. It's a little. I don't want to call it open world because it is linear. in
Yeah.
story mode, but it is got a little bit more of an open world feel because you can do a little bit more exploring outside of just this obvious path that they're trying to
Yeah,
lead
you're
you
not
down.
like on a train.
Yeah, exactly.
Playing through
So
the game.
It ultimately, yes, you are, but it is a lot more expansive on where you can, walk around and stuff like that. So it definitely has an open world feel to it. But man, it's story wise, the gameplay is really nice. And so
Now, just talking about that open world feel, is it just open world where you're able to look at more places to search for materials?
yes.
And,
So like before, like I said, you felt like you were kind of like just like Tim said, it's like it felt like you were going down a train.
right.
It's just super, super linear. You're still being guided to the same spot, but it's like you might be on like a big city block and you can just roam the whole thing.
Okay.
Okay,
And
yeah.
go to all
Which
these
actually,
different locations.
that's a good thing and bad thing, because I spent so much time searching around for everything, finding everything I could.
Yeah.
But it does lengthen the game quite a bit.
Yeah.
But that's
And,
all right. That's okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
When the game is that good, it's fine. Like, you're on a rail in the first one, but there were so many jaw-dropping moments.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And this one is right up there with it. And I will also say another thing I love. So if you remember in the first one, okay, I'm in a room and it's got like, 2 clickers and 4 runners or something like that. And okay, yeah, I took out 2 of them, but oh man, I made a noise, got all 4. The other one's on me, I'm dead.
Yeah.
Start the room all over. This one actually progressively moves you through. So like if you can stealthily take out 2 and then you make a noise, those 2 are still dead and it just puts you back at that spot.
Oh.
Kind of.
Oh, wow.
So it's like many little save points. So
Yeah.
it helps you go through the game a little bit quicker. So it's
Okay.
I did feel like the first one had a lot of choke points that you would play through, and you would die 3 or 4 times.
yeah.
You're like, oh, come on. And then you have to fight him again, and it's just
Yeah.
really annoying.
Well, and that's
You have
what
to
you're still
just
going to
right.
die just as much in this one, but it doesn't reset you so far back.
as long as you take one out, you're good.
Yeah,
You can-
every stealth kill, you're good. It pretty much like it's a little mini save point, and it'll put you right back there. So
nice.
And,
really,
okay,
really nice feature they went with. So
the question is that one ever coming out for the PC?
No.
no, that's a Sony exclusive.
Yeah, those are exclusive.
Yeah. That's okay.
Never.
Cat has a
PlayStation
PS4,
only.
we're going to buy it.
Well, cool. Anything else you want to talk about, Matt?
No,
That good?
no, that's it.
All right. We're going to jump into some news here and get into the games. We're going to go through the news kind of quickly just for time's sake. The first thing we have is Role Player Adventures is on Kickstarter. It just launched, I believe, yesterday. When you hear this podcast, it's probably halfway done. But the biggest thing about this is it's an adventure game where you play through these storybooks. The biggest draw for me is actually something I said when we originally played and talked about Role Player on the podcast, was that especially with the expansion, you have a character sheet that you fill out in the end after you build your character. And I was like, this is awesome. They need to make a game where you take your character, and yes, you can.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You can
Oh,
take
yeah.
your characters
Oh, good.
from Role Player that you made through playing the game and then take it into the adventure.
So you don't have to have your podcast partner make up a silly playing game and force you to play it on the podcast.
Yeah, I took Matt's character and translated it into D&D 3rd edition, and we played. That was awesome. It's a really old episode.
Yeah, it was fun.
It might have been in the teens at this point, or maybe the 20s, if
Yeah.
you're interested in checking it out. But man, it was when I read this, I was floored. I was like, yes, my dreams have come true.
It's like a
So it's very-
no-brainer. They had to.
Oh yeah, this is probably one of the 2 Kickstarters that I'm going to back in a very long time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
this one for sure.
And I'll tell you
And,
about the other one.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. But the other one is going to be Ascension Tactics. Matt, if you have not been following this,
What?
you are absolutely going to be on board when I tell you this.
Yeah, I've kind of been out of the board game stratosphere here for a while, so
We're adding this to the news. Here we go. Ascension Tactics is coming to Kickstarter at the end of June or something. Or maybe it's like mid-July. But the point is, it's Ascension with a board, and instead of fighting bad guys like in the row,
mhm.
you actually use that to move your characters around on the board and fight each other. And there's like control points and stuff like that. The lead designer did the WoW Minis game. I just saw Fry saying, "Take my money."
That's awesome,
dude. And he said he took all of his design experience from that game and translated as much as he could over. And when he shows it off in the videos and stuff, you're like, I just got so excited because it basically is WoW minis with Ascension next to it.
It's back.
On top of that, you bring the characters you want. It's just like WoW minis where it's like you might have different like total like whatever victory point value.
Yeah,
for
they
your
got
team
like the
and
strength
stuff.
values and stuff like that.
Yeah, dude, I was so floored. I'm like, man, I don't even care. Instant buy. As soon as the Kickstarter goes live, I am all in. I don't even care how much it costs.
I might have to join Kickstarter.
Dude, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh wow, that will probably actually make me do Kickstarter for the first time.
This is so good.
That is awesome.
So we'll bring that back up whenever it actually launches on Kickstarter.
July 7th.
July 7th. There you go.
Up.
Mark your calendars.
All right, I will do it.
All right.
There's a new Unlock series coming out, Star Wars themed.
Yeah.
There's 3 Star Wars missions. Man, I actually meant to have that up.
Has anyone played any IP involved Unlock game?
Is there
No.
one?
Yeah, they actually have a Wizard of Oz one.
Oh, we played that.
Oh, yeah.
You played that? I was going to say that was a lot of fun. I thought that one was really neat.
Yeah, it was one of the better ones.
So if it follows that line and kind of makes you feel like you're actually in that world, it should be pretty neat.
I think the answer is just get R2-D2 to do it.
I posted the Unlock picture on Instagram, I think, and someone replied back because one of the pictures is, I guess, Luke on the Bantha. Is it Bantha?
No, it's a
well, the beast that he ends up cutting open and getting in.
Oh,
and they're asking if that was the whole mission. is how do you stay warm? In the
you cut it open, you get in. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. But actually, so there's unforeseen delay. You're an Outer Rim smugglers. You are the Outer Rim smugglers transporting contraband for Jabba the Hutt, and you have just been captured by the Imperial Star Destroyer. Your mission is to break out of your cell, find the droid co-pilot, and escape with the illegal cargo. There's Escape from Hoth. Let's see what it says. Because I haven't actually read these. You are part of the rebellion, stationed at Echo Base on the ice planet Hoth. You are in routine patrol with your Tauntaun.
I just found
mount.
that. Yeah. Bantha's like the 4-legged one.
Yeah. When the base becomes unreachable via communications, your mission is to continue your patrol, explore the planet, and contact Echo Base and rip open your... No, I was kidding. And the last one is Secret Mission on Jeddah. I'm not actually familiar with that one.
I'm not either.
Well, it says you're an Imperial spy attempting to retrieve a crate of Kyber crystals. After the shuttle carrying them crashed, your mission is to recover the Kyber crystals while maintaining your cover story and avoiding attention of rebel scum, Saw Gerrera, and the band of mercenaries. So those are the 3 that it has. That sounds pretty cool.
It sounds great.
Star Wars fans were yelling, "Tauntaun, idiots! Tauntaun!"
Yeah, no, right? Everybody's like, Tauntauns.
Tauntauns. God, everyone knows that.
They'll say it unsubscribe.
After you said Bantha, that's all I could think of.
Aquatica by Cosmodrome is being published by Arcane Wonders as a Dice Tower Essentials game. That is coming out soon. And I don't know if, George, if you haven't seen this, it looks pretty cool.
It sounds cool. I like Cosmodrome games. I just got First Contact.
They have these really weird mantra tokens. They're 3D. They look like little toys. They look like stingrays.
Yeah, they're little manta rays. I've seen those.
Yes.
And
they
I don't know how the game goes, but yeah.
I don't know how the game goes either. It looks pretty. I don't know if I don't know anything about it, but apparently if it's going to be a Dice Tower Essential,
all right.
Typically it has good credibility. Let me look at this, Matt. Oh, nope. I don't know where it's at. But anyway, not that it matters because it's a podcast and no one's going to see it.
It's going to have great art. The game's going to be really cool looking.
It does look pretty good. This is a different game. Now we're just getting on. This is great podcasting. Well, I'll show you later, Matt.
All
anyway, Matt's actually in the studio with us. Eric and George are remote. And later on the podcast, we'll have Tony. He'll be remote. So bear with us on the quality of differences. I'm sure all kinds of podcasts are doing the same thing anyway, but it's fun. Anyway, last up is some yummy game that George is going to tell us about.
Yeah, this is a Kickstarter, and it'll probably be in the middle of the Kickstarter by the time you hear this, but it's a party game that is the third game that Tim is going to back this month, and
I like what it's about.
it's called French Toast. So it's one of these.
No, it's a word game.
It's a party word game, yeah. So these aliens come down.
Wow, you were being facetious with that comment. Then
You lost
two
him right
things
there.
you can say that make me not excited: party word game.
Okay, but just hear me out.
Three
Hear me out.
words.
Aliens come to Earth, right? And the
Yeah.
first thing that they see when they get here is French toast. So then they go back to their planet, and other aliens come to Earth and see something, and then go back to their planet. And they want to explain it to the people that are there. And so the first thing they're going to ask every time is it like French toast? So, so one person has a thing that they're thinking of, and then the first thing that you do is the guessers. One of the first guesser says French toast, meaning is it like French toast, right? And then they say like, is it French toast? Basically, is it French toast? And then the other person is going to say French toast, and then but it's not French toast. We know it's not French toast. So then the next person has to say something else, like guessing what it's like. So they could say a bicycle, and then if it's more like a bicycle than it is like French toast, the alien's going to say bicycle. And if it's more like French toast still than it is a bicycle, they're going to say French toast. So you just keep going around and saying stuff, and it'll change. Like what they're saying will change until you figure out what it actually is.
That
See what
might
I'm
take
saying?
forever.
It's like a weird game of telephone.
It is, but I think it'll be fun. And you have hints. So every round, the rounds are like a minute long. So everyone's just saying stuff for a minute, and that's the round. But then you give a hint if you're the alien, and so you have an adjective. You have 6 adjective cards, and you can play an adjective, and you have a track that goes from is to not. But there's 6 spaces. So if it's kind of old, but it's not like the oldest thing ever, like you'd put it 2 spaces away from the is.
It's like a variation of wavelength.
It is, yeah. I bet they got the idea from Wavelength.
Yeah, wavelength and where words.
Yeah. So then okay, it's kind of old. So that's a hint. And then you go on and you play another round. Then you get another adjective, and you're like, okay, it's hot, and it's like, it's super not hot. So they put it all the way on the end of not, But
So
they've
it's
used
really,
2
really
of their
cool.
hint spots. So then if they have something else that it's super not, they'll have to move it over one. You know what I mean? So like it's tricky for the adjective alien. But hopefully they get you to say it by the end of the 6th round. And then you see how many hints did it take you to get to the thing. And that's how well you did. It sounds stupid. It sounds so much fun, though. It's so simple.
It does sound
I
kind of
just explained the whole
interesting.
game to you.
I'd play it.
Absolutely.
I'd play it. Alexa, when was French toast invented?
The earliest known reference to French toast is in the Epicures, a collection of Latin recipes dating to the 4th or 5th century, where it is described as simply a lighter dulcia. The recipe says to break fine white bread, crust removed, into rather large pieces which soak in milk, fry in oil, cover with honey and serve.
That's a little
A
different.
14th century German recipe uses the name Armer Ritter, a name also used in English and the Nordic languages.
We teach you things on this podcast. Thank
Except-
you, intern.
Who takes off the crust of their French toast, though?
I thought that was kind of weird.
Right, that was back
Yeah,
in the day.
blasphemous people. Is what it is.
Roman toast.
A part of me dies every time I'm making the kids sandwiches and I have to cut off the crust.
Oh, they
Like,
won't
this
eat
is
it.
this is the best part. Well, maybe not the best part, but it's kind of like,
Yeah,
you need both.
you need the
It's called
fiber.
bread. All right, so we're gonna plug some ways you can support the show real quick, and then we're gonna talk about some games. All right, you know the rigmarole. Here we go. If you want to support the show, there's 2 ways to do it. If you go to MeepleCore.com, you can click on the big orange button that says Humble Bundle Partner Link. That'll take you to Humble Bundle. It has tons of different bundles of software, games, books, things like that. Everything you buy from there will support charities. You can look at the charities. There's all kinds of charities they support. They make tons of money and generate a ton of money for charities. A portion of it can go to us. You get to control the amount that your money goes back and forth to whatever, the developers, etc. The second way you can support us to go to patreon.com/MeepleCore. And I promise we will have things on there soon. COVID's really kind of hindered some of it. But I'm going to update it really soon, probably this week or maybe next week, and have some things on there instead of just being bare bones. So thank you for at least James, who's out there supporting the show, playing some games with us as well.
All right, James.
And
Yay.
yeah. So we got 3 games to talk about on the podcast this time. We have Bullet Heart. I have to say it's part of the name. It has actually a black heart next to it. It's called Bullet Heart. Bullet Heart, but a heart emoji. Spartacus with both expansions, and Bristol 1350. So first up, we have Bullet Heart.
Bullet Heart, yes. Designed by Joshua Van Lanahan. Artist is Collateral Damage Studios, Sebastian Koziner, and got to pull it closer for that one. Get your timer out of the way.
My bad.
Usan Koren and Davey Wagnarok.
Ooh.
Is that really? Yeah, Wagnarok. That's what Ragnarok with a W.
That's awesome.
And published by Level 99 Games.
All right, so this is a game that was recently on Kickstarter. Obviously, not obviously, but it has finished. It succeeded. It's going to be published by the same people that publish a lot of anime games.
Mm-hmm.
And Bullet is I guess it's a bullet hell game. And if you're familiar with that term, basically on the old school, or I guess they still make games like this, but basically those flying games where you're flying like horizontal or you're flying like vertical, like Life Force and Gradius, or there's actually some very obscure ones like Mars Matrix and Ikaruga. Anyway, I just made some fans happy right there. Pat me on the back. I did good. Anyway, what it is you're flying, all these bullets are on the screen, and the idea is there's more bullets than actual, free space to fly through. And so all this stuff is coming at you and you're trying to deal with it really fast. And that's kind of what the game is slightly mimicking. The way it works, though, is there's a player board that each person has, and it has a grid. And you're going to be drawing tokens from this bag, and the tokens correspond to one of 5 colors, which represents one of the columns, right? So there's a fire column and a water and earth, wind, and a shadow or void or whatever. I don't know what they're actually called in the game, but that's what the symbols look like. So if you draw like a fire token and it says 2, it's going to count down 2 open spaces and then land there. And if you draw another fire token and it says 3, it's going to go through 3 open spots, but it's going to skip the spaces with other fire tokens. And the thing is, if any of these tokens ever get to the bottom, it will shift over and you'll suffer 1 damage. And almost all the characters in the game only have 4 hit points, except for 1. Otherwise, you're trying to avoid taking this damage. So the way the game kind of plays is you will flip over a timer. You don't have to use the timer the first time you play it, but you flip over a timer. It's a 3-minute timer, and everybody basically says go, and you start drawing tokens out of the bag. And really on your turn, you're going real time, but you have a choice. You either draw a token out of the bag or you use one of your pattern cards, because each player has a deck of patterns that are different than the other characters. There's 8 different characters in the game, I believe. They all have their own special abilities. They all have their own little deck of pattern cards. You're going to have 3 of these available. You also have these special abilities that you can use your energy on. Everybody starts with 7 energy, and you get that replenished each round. And what's going to happen is you'll draw a token, you'll put it out on your board. You'll draw another one, you'll draw another one. You're trying to match up the patterns that are on your card in order to get rid of the tokens that are on the grid. So if you ever play games like Tosh Kalar, where it says have like 3 in a diagonal, and then this one specific spot gets destroyed, whatever's in it. And that's kind of what these patterns do. So maybe you might have to draw like a box of 4, but then like 3 spaces around that will get destroyed. Maybe it says you have to have a fire token here, and then like at least a token in these 3 other spots. You don't think that it's going to work out, and it won't unless you actually use your special abilities. So instead of drawing a token, you can use your energy to manipulate your board. Some characters can move tokens to the left and right, diagonal. Some can swap them spaces, things like that, right? Everybody's going to have their own little flavor of ways to manipulate the board. And when you have it in a pattern that matches your card, you use the card and annihilate some of these tokens. Typically, you're going to get rid of like 1 to 4 tokens, and those are going to go to your player to your left there's a spot next to the board that says incoming. So as you clear out space on your board, you're actually feeding into the bag for next round of your opponent to your left. So the incentivizing part about the timer, though, is there's these 4 special ability cards that are out, like tiles, and whoever finishes first can grab one of those tiles. And you can't finish unless your bag is empty. Even if you don't have any energy left, you still have to draw all the tokens in your bag and finish. All the tiles on your board stay there in the configuration that they were for next round. So you want to clear it up as much as you can before going to the next round, because it's like Tetris, right? You go from one level to the next, but if you're already in a bad position, it just speeds up the game and you're just going to lose because you have nowhere to go from there.
Right. The number of tokens that you draw increases each round.
Yeah. So there's this intensity track. Once all the players have finished, they're going to take all the tokens that came from their opponent to the right that are sitting in their incoming section and put them into their bag. And there's an intensity track that will go up for every round, plus every time somebody is eliminated. This is a game that has player elimination, but every time somebody gets eliminated, it makes the game even quicker, because now, it starts off with 4 and then it goes 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 plus. So if you lose 2 people and it's 2 rounds in, you're already drawing 9 extra tokens in addition to what is sent to your incoming. And you only start the game with 10. So it gets intense, obviously, because it's called the intensity track. But you're going to put all these tokens in your bag. You're going to start the next round. You're going to keep going until somebody dies, or until somebody is left alive and all the other 3 players are dead. Obviously, there's tiebreakers if you both die during the rounds. And Eric and I will talk about one of those tiebreakers in a minute. But the second part of the game is there's a cooperative version, which is basically exactly the same, but you flip over one of the player boards and it becomes a boss. And the boss is like tough. It has its own pattern cards that you have to make sure you have on your board so you avoid the hits. So you kind of want their pattern, but you also want to find other patterns to get rid of, by spinning your cards. So you put yourself into positions that could be bad, but it's worse if you let their patterns effect actually happen on you. But for the most part, it plays the exact same, other than you're all collectively throwing your incoming tiles at the boss, and they have these like 5 or 6 shield tokens that take a lot more points than what normal players can suffer. It might be like 15 to unlock the next shield and 15 to unlock and then 20, 30 or whatever. Once you clear off all the shields, you win. Otherwise, it has player elimination as well. So that's pretty much the cooperative version and the competitive version. We're going to start with George because he's the one who introduced us to this.
Yeah, I like this one a lot. This one it's a really fun push your luck. Do I draw out of the bag and keep going, or do I have to spend my energy now and make a little plan? And so sometimes you just take that chance, and if I draw a 4, it's going to kill me because I don't have enough open spaces of that color. So I hope I don't get a red 4, But you're just taking that chance. But I do need a blue 2 that would make this pattern, so I'm just going to go for it. And so it's this intense push your luck the whole time. And we didn't even play with a timer, but you can play where there's a 3-minute timer.
Yeah, the timer is optional. I'll probably recommend not even.
And they recommend, for first-time players that you don't use it, because we were having a hard time even without it.
I think the timer is part of the rules, but it says don't include it for your first playthroughs.
Yeah, because I could see where that would just get nuts. I am terrible at this game, but I had a really good time losing badly. So,
all right, Matt, did you check out this one at all?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, dude, I will tell you this.
Tim was hovering on that subscribe button, or not subscribe, but getting on
this one
Kickstarter.
Almost broke my Kickstarter streak of not backing Kickstarter stuff.
Oh, really?
I was so like, man, I really want to buy this game. And their Kickstarter was run really well. They have a base version, and they have a deluxe version, which comes with wooden tokens instead of like actual cardboard shits for the all the tiles and stuff. Or not tiles, but all the things that drop down on your grid. Or bullets, yeah. And man, I almost did it.
I wish they had the Bakelite stuff. The stuff that's like the hive pieces
that
are
would
made
be
out.
amazing.
Oh, yeah.
It would. I mean, it would increase production costs quite a bit, but yeah, it would have been a nice addition to it.
I'll probably still just get the basic version because I don't think the deluxe version's coming to retail anyway. And since I missed the Kickstarter, I'll probably just buy it afterwards. Oh man, so good.
Yeah.
This game
Drawbags,
is
right?
fantastic. Huh?
It's the drawbags.
It's the drawing out of the bags. You know what the thing is?
I
I will say this.
Tim's in.
I will say this.
Push your drawing out bag.
Because you draw out a bag twice.
Yeah.
Right.
You draw to put stuff in your bag, and then you draw out of that bag.
It's so much drawing out of the bag.
So much drawing out of the bag.
It has that pressure luck, just like George said. It's this, and it's a dilemma pressure luck because you're like, man,
Oh, yeah.
I could do the pattern right now.
I get rid of
But-
2.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I might want to save it to get rid of 4.
Right.
But then you draw and it's like, oh, that one went to my health because it bypassed, it's the
Right.
blue column and it's the one I didn't need.
Yeah,
It is so good.
it's really good.
I thought that Quacks of Quedlinburg would be phenomenal for me, and I really like it. And I know this isn't like exactly like Quacks, but this actually destroys Quacks for me.
It has,
has
the
that
same
same
feel.
kind of element and feel to it where you
Yes.
are pulling stuff out of the bag and it's, going down this track, depending on, what it is, obviously. But
But it
Speaking
adds
of-
a
numbers
puzzle
on it.
element to it as well, and it's not just, I guess I'll draw the next one. I'll draw the next one. Because in Quacks, it's more like playing blackjack where you bust if you
Right.
draw over 21. In this one, it's like playing poker, but you still have the bust. You still have the bust aspect.
Mhm.
If that makes sense. If I portray that right.
Not really, but I mean, that's fine.
Yeah.
I didn't quite follow you.
Meaning that
It's a different
If
card
you could-
game.
if
Different rules.
if you could
And
still
different ways to
bust
win.
it,
And lose.
you know how like poker is much more involved game than
Yes.
blackjack
Yes.
is.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But if you took the bust aspect and added it somehow into poker,
Gotcha. Okay.
that's what I mean. Like there's more to the game. There's more gears around it because of all the puzzle aspects and stuff. But it still has that push your luck element where you're like, man, I could really bust hard here.
Yeah.
So
Well,
it adds in the mitigation factors and the ways to change your current board state and a little bit more decisions other than, am I going to pull another tile or not?
yeah.
the feeling of the game, you were talking about how the game feels. Like every character in the game feels really different. They play
Oh, yeah.
differently.
Super different.
And-
I don't even I wouldn't have thought beforehand that the characters would play that differently.
Yeah. They're really different. And when you flip them over and you get the boss, there's 8 different bosses and they're all different too.
Right.
Yes.
That's really cool.
What was really cool is, for instance, one character that Eric played had a token that basically ran around on the board destroying stuff next to it. Whereas my character had a lot of powers to move things around really well. So I can set up my patterns, and when I actually cleared stuff, I flipped the tokens over, and they would become like wilds. And I had to play that into my mix. And George played a character where he didn't even care about patterns so much. He just needed to knock things off the edges of his board.
Yeah, he was
And
pushing
then
things around.
It gets rid of
And
it. So
mine was like, these are not balanced. These characters are not necessarily balanced. I will
Not
say that.
necessarily. They do play differently. Like you said, there's some cards that might mitigate one thing, or there's cards that might mitigate 3 or 4 maybe.
Yeah.
So cards in itself aren't going to be totally balanced. It's just kind of how you're able to acquire that type of pattern into your playing field.
Yeah. Like my problem with my characters, I had these pattern powers that I could get, and some of them would like push 3 things one step to the left or right. So yeah, I could use that, and maybe if I had things lined up on the side of my board, I could push all 3 of them off, and I could clear 3 things. There were other things that said a whole line, like a row, gets moved 1 to the left or right. So no matter when I play that, the only result of that is ever 1 getting cleared off my board, ever.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas everybody else, every one of their cards, there was a way to get 3 things off your board with that, So
Yeah, not every card, but yeah, quite a few of them.
okay, 3 or 4.
More than
I'd
one.
have to play that character to know for sure.
It seemed
But yeah, I
rough.
mean, they're different enough to where some of them probably had a handicap if you've never played it.
Yeah.
Like my character was pretty easy to understand from the get go. Whereas I think the first character that George played was it your first character or the second character that made no sense really?
Made no sense.
Like the first character you had a lot of problems with, right? The second
Maybe
one
I'm
made
just bad at
sense.
the
It just
game, but yeah, I didn't do much. That's for sure.
One thing I was thinking about the timer, by the way, is they should implement it like other games do, where there's no timer except for when you're the last player, then the 3-minute timer starts. Because you don't want them to you want to
Go
give
on
them some sort of
forever.
pressure that they're last, but you don't want them to you
Take all
want to
day.
incentivize them to hurry up
Right.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
instead of starting a 3-minute timer for the whole round.
Right.
Yeah, I'd be-
make it
I'd be
like
okay
a
with that.
30-second timer for the last person.
Yeah, or 30 seconds, 1 minute. Right. You'd be like, all right, we're done. You're finishing fast, or you're going to be. Because if you run out of timer, you don't get to do any actions. You just simply pull everything from the bag that's
And
left.
pray.
And it's, and pray.
Pray.
Yeah. Eric, you want to talk about the best tiebreaker ever in a board game?
Oh yeah. So tiebreaker on this is it's a sudden death. You're basically pulling these the chips out of the bag, and you are each going and placing it on your board. So the first one that pulls it where they're taking a hit, that's the person that loses, and the other person rejoices in a win.
Whoever
Does that
that
make
person
sense,
might
Matt?
be.
Yeah, and then I also saw where there's a second tiebreaker where everybody loses though. Something, or
I don't remember that one.
you don't remember that one?
I don't think so. Maybe there is.
I watched the video that Level 99 put out for it. So
I can
they
see maybe
brought it-
everybody would lose if like you run out of both bags and can't determine it. Then you just instead of sharing the victory.
Yeah, because the only
Yeah.
thing.
Or if you both die, then
Yeah.
you all lose.
I wasn't sure if the game was actually cooperative or not, so it didn't make sense why everybody would lose.
It's competitive or cooperative.
Okay.
There's two different versions.
Well, maybe that was on the cooperative version
Yeah.
of it or something. Okay.
No, I don't. I think
Cooperative-
you're right, Matt. I think I remember that too. Like, it's like a joke. Instead of saying you share the victory, it's like, no, you both lose.
good.
Okay.
Briefly for the cooperative version, what'd y'all think? I thought it was good. I like the competitive better.
Ooh,
but-
no, I like the cooperative better.
I like both of them pretty much equally. So I thought they did a good job of kind of implementing, a different way to play this, the same game.
Okay, I like cooperative games more than you guys do in general, so that could be part of it. But I'll tell you another part of it is the competitive version. You're very head down. You're playing your own game, drawing stuff out of your own bag. You've got no time to look at what someone else is doing. You have no idea what's going on over there. You know?
You don't care what they're
You
doing.
don't
You just
care.
care how big that pile is in,
Yeah,
in
right.
your
It
It makes
incoming.
no difference to you. So it's like it's very multiplayer solitaire, and then you're done, and you look up and you see what happened. Basically, like
That's
that.
true.
That's what the competitive version is, which is still intense and fun. The cooperative version, you had powers that you could help each other and say, hey, if you do this power, you could give me a yellow
Yeah,
3
send me over a yellow 3, right?
or whatever, and so there were ways to actually help each other and interact.
That's true. You can actually request it too. Be like, I need a 3 red because my pattern requires, or maybe not a red, but you say I need a 3 because my pattern requires a 3 token of any color. And then other people are like, well, I can send you this one. And then you're like, okay, what color is it? It's blue. All right, so it's going to come down and land right here. Okay, yeah, I'll take that. So you can shift the tokens around and stuff. It has like a different special ability deck of cards that you use. It's like the team cards. Yeah, I agree with that. I think that was pretty fun.
Yeah, I think
It was pretty cooperative. Or you couldn't really alpha game that so much. I mean, I guess you could if you're paying attention to like everybody's hands and boards, but it
that
does
would
a
be
good
hard.
job to mitigate that pretty well.
Yeah.
You're kind of doing your own thing still, but
Mhm.
you can kind of be like, man,
You
I
can
really
request
need to
some
get
help.
rid of this token. Well, I'll take it. you
Right.
know.
Yeah.
Because
adds to
like I
it.
said, there's different patterns that you'll want on your board in the cooperative element, whereas you have to have this L symbol on your board somewhere. If not, then this bad thing happens. So you can request different things. So I need a yellow 1 in order to go here to prevent whatever from happening.
I think we're going to wrap this up, though. Any final words y'all want to say, or are you good?
Oh, I liked it a lot.
One last thing I just want to add is that because it's so head down and there's so much pressure and time could be involved, it's an honor system game. Like you can't pay attention
Sure.
to what else is going on. People could
Right.
make mistakes or
That's true.
do whatever. So play with people that don't screw up. And
Yeah, don't make mistakes.
I think in general, play with people who are honest.
well, absolutely.
Right.
I mean, that kind of goes without
There
saying.
probably is going to be mistakes, especially if you're playing the time game.
Oh yeah.
But at the same time, as long as people are honest, then they're
Yeah.
not trying to make the mistake.
Of course. I think Eric made the comment like, how could they do a tournament system with this? Because
Yeah.
You'd have to have a judge over each person just staring down at the board. It's the only way you can do it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Or
it's
just be recorded and be like, we'll watch this later. It's like a threat.
yeah. But that's not a real criticism. I still think the game is tremendous.
All right, Matt, anything you want to Did it look cool?
Yeah, it looks great. The art's awesome on it. So
if I play this a couple more times, this might actually breach a top 20 for me.
Wow.
I liked it that much.
This surprised me. I figured you'd probably like it, but I didn't know you'd like it that much.
Dude, it's so good.
It's really good. Do you know the comment, Matt, about the art? This is the first level 99 game where that style of art makes sense.
Well, I think all their games make sense with the art. I mean, Endines is a Street Fighter game.
I got you. Okay, yeah.
Like the anime, like bullet hell games are from Japan, and they have like
that's true.
Crazy anime girls shooting everything.
That is true.
This is the only one. It makes sense.
Well, we're not getting into it. Anyway, I like the art, and I like the art of most the level 99 games, but I highly recommend this. I think that everybody should check this out. If you especially like Quacks of Quedlinburg, this is a game you should try. I don't know if you like the puzzle spot of it or part of it, but it's phenomenal. All right. Well, that is Bullet Heart by Level 99 Games. Next up is a game that we've talked about quite a bit on the podcast, but we never actually had it as a main game, and
really?
That's Spartacus. Yeah, I looked it up. I don't think we've ever talked about it.
We've never talked about this game.
Nope. I've reviewed it on the Dice Tower.
Wow, okay.
But we've never actually had a full topic discussion of Spartacus, a game of blood and treachery.
Gotcha. It's designed by Aaron Dill, John Kovaleski, and Sean Swigert. The artist is Charles Woods, and it's published by Gale Force 9.
And we are going to talk about both the expansions. They just add a little bit to it. Spartacus is based on the TV show Spartacus, and essentially what you're doing is...
That's not the whole name.
Whatever. So it's based on the TV show, and you have a board that represents one of the dominus of the show or whatever, and you're trying to get your influence up to 12. Whoever does that and maintains it by the end of one of the phases will be the winner. So the idea is there's a bunch of politics involved, a bunch of negotiations, things like that. There's 4 phases to the game. The first phase is like an upkeep phase where you heal people and get income. The second phase is the intrigue phase where you draw cards from an intrigue deck, and you're going to be playing these. These intrigue cards will actually raise your influence. They might lower the influence of another person. Maybe they'll gain you money. There'll be things that will affect your gladiators. A lot of it has to do with the influence in money for the most part. They have a requirement that, like a threshold requirement for your influence. So if you got a card that's a blue card, it's a scheme, and maybe it'll say get $7, but it requires an influence of 8. And any influence or any card that you have, well, let's just say you had a 4 and you start it with 5, because there's like a short, medium, and long game, and it starts you, I think, at 1, 4, and 7, maybe. I think it's that 1, 4, and 7, and you play till 12. So the further in you start, the shorter the game's going to be. But if you're trying to play a card that requires you to have an influence of 5 and you have an influence of 6, then you can play it. It doesn't actually reduce your influence. You just have to meet the threshold, and you can play any card that's your influence or lower. If you want to play a card that's higher influence, you can ask somebody to temporarily lend you support. So you can be like, Eric, I have this card that's going to give us 7 gold. If you lend me your influence, which means we combine our influence totals together for that one card. Say mine's 4 and his is 4, that equals 8. We need 8 for this card. Then I'll tell Eric, maybe I'll give you 3 of the 7 gold. And he says, okay, cool. Because he doesn't really have to do much. And it happens. I give him 3 gold, I get 7, or 4. So maybe somebody else doesn't like that though. There's reaction cards that are red that you can play that will typically foil these schemes. And those you can't get people to help you out. You can't lend support for those, but you can stop these things from happening. So maybe somebody who's in the lead already is going to play a card that gives them an influence, and you don't want that to happen because maybe they'll hit 12. Well, you can play a reaction card that will stop it. There's also guard cards that you can play. It's kind of like it'll stop schemes that are targeting you, but it's like a 50% chance you roll a die. You're either way, you're getting rid of that guard card. So during that influence, everybody's going to play as many of those cards as you want, or you can sell them to the bank for money. After everybody's had a turn at that, you're going to move on to the third phase, which is the market phase, in which there's an open market where you can buy and sell between each other. You can never exchange influence cards, but you can exchange like gladiators and your slaves and your gear cards, like your weapons and stuff that the gladiators will have. You can purchase those from each other. Then there's going to be a market buy phase where a card flips out for each player in the game. Those are face down, though. That's just how many auctions there are going to be. The first one will flip over. You look at it. Everybody puts money in the fist. Blind bids, reveals. Whoever bids the most gets it. If there's ties, then you do another round of bidding among the tied players and add to their previous. If everybody ends up bidding 0, the card gets discarded. Otherwise, somebody's going to win it. Only the person who bid the most will have to spend their money. You'll do that for all the market cards. Then finally, there's the host. And the host will actually be the one who gets to invite people to the Gladiator Games in the next phase. On top of that, they also get an influence for being the host. So you'll bid for that. Then you move on to the last phase, in which there's a Gladiator game that's going to happen. So the host is going to send out 2 invites to maybe Eric. Hey, do you want to join the Gladiator Games? If you decline, you actually lose an influence. So it's very likely that you will accept this invitation, but you could say, I'll give you 2 gold if you don't invite me. Or maybe you have a pretty BA character and you'll be like, I'll give you 5 gold to invite me because I want to take him to the combat. Once you have 2 people that enter the combat, they actually equip them with the gladiator and all their gear that they're bringing, so you get to see the odds between them. Then there's a bidding round where the corners of the board actually have, like, you're bidding for whoever's in team 1, whoever's in team 2, if there's going to be an injury or there's going to be a decapitation. And you'll bid, you'll put your little money on there, and you put your token on there to represent that stack as your bid. Then the fight will happen. Fighting's pretty simple. You roll. Each character has like 3 stats. The stats equal their dice pool. So if they have a 3 attack, 3 defense, and 3 movement, they have 3 red dice, 3 black dice, and 3 blue dice. So they have a total dice pool of 9. They'll roll their movement. Whoever gets the highest has initiative. They choose if they want to go first or second. They'll move and attack. When you attack, you roll your red dice. The defender rolls their black dice. Obviously, you have to be next to each other because it's mostly melee, but there are some weapons that have range. And you align your attack dice from highest to lowest. They align their defense dice from highest to lowest, and you compare them. If a red die is higher than the defense die that's attached to it, it does a wound. Otherwise, if it's equal to or lower, it will be defended. Any attack dice that are uncontested, that are 3 or higher, will also do wounds. If you take wounds, you actually discard a die for each wound that you suffer. And that's how you determine when somebody loses, because if you can't go down to 0 of a dice stat. So you can't go down to 1 or less than 1 black dice unless all your dice pools are at 1. And that's going to signify when the game ends or the match ends, because if you go down to 2 dice, you yield. If you go down to 1 dice, you are wounded. And if you go down to 0 dice, you get decapitated. And obviously that'll trigger off the odds and things and whoever bid for injuries and such. Even if you're yielded or injured, the host will then thumbs up or thumbs down if they think your character should die. So sometimes there's a little bit of begging and pleading because maybe you brought a really awesome character and they just got owned, but you don't want them to die. You want them to just be yielded or injured and then hopefully heal them next round. Anyway, the winner of the combat gets an influence. That ends the entire 4-phase rotation. And you do that over and over until somebody gets 12 and holds it until the end of a round. And then the game finishes. Now, quickly about the expansions. Each expansion adds a player board that increases the player count. So it ends up being, I think, 7 players, because one expansion has 2 boards and one has 1, and the base game's 4. So you can play up to 7 players. They also add some other cards for the influence or intrigue deck. There's only really 2 big things that they add. Both of them add the Primus battle, which ends up being 2-on-2 combats. And the other one, which you can only do that if you're the host and you have a 10+ influence. So it's very rare to happen. But if you have the other expansion, it comes with this deck of festival cards that you shuffle into the intrigue cards. They're purple. And you can play those to actually force Primuses to happen. Or give a bonus for having a promise, which obviously will extend the length of the game and such. But anyway, that is the basic overview of the game. And yeah, let's talk about it. Matt, let's start with you.
Yeah.
You remember this one?
Yeah, I remember this.
We've played it a bunch.
Yeah, this game's a lot of fun. I prefer it to be at least a medium range game. It tends to be a little long, and the game's incredible. I like all the different phases of the game. All the diplomacy that happens, all the, backstabbing that can come out. I just really hate when it gets towards the end, it gets super munchkin-y. Like that person's usually going for the last influence to win.
Mm-hmm.
Usually though, more experienced players know how to usually get like 3-4 points in one turn, and they can kind of like sneak in and do it at once. So, and sometimes that's almost like a breath of fresh air if that happens, because you're not going to have the munchkin ending, and it drags on for hours and hours. But overall, though, I do enjoy the game a lot. It's just and that can just be with player base too. So
yeah, a lot of times if you're going for that win, you might keep a card that can counter something, counter a scheme or something that would cost you some influence, or you let someone else go out front. They get stopped.
That's usually how most people don't
win.
Get in front and stay in there. That's usually you see that happen.
Except for last game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, George.
Which was like the weirdest game ever, because I played this game a lot. And I guess you do have to have somewhat of an audience that likes this style of game. Otherwise, they might just let it happen, which we kind of saw. But George pulled out there and basically had 12 influence, and I think the next player had 5.
It was kind of low.
It was
I don't know if it was 5, but it might have been 5 to 8 or something.
Maybe. I don't think anybody was 8.
It was
no one was close to him for sure.
Yeah. It might have been 6.
Oh.
It was pretty low.
We couldn't stop him.
It was slightly depressing. I was telling George, because George, was that the first time you played it?
Oh no, I played this game a million times.
Oh, okay, cool.
See,
so he had experience.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
This is the first game. This is the first game in my collection that I bought metal coins for the game.
Oh.
I really like this game a lot. Yeah.
You need it because you grip it with your sweaty hands and make it all grimy.
Maybe so. But but to be fair, the night that we played and I just ran away with it, I think, Tim, you said it that night that I was just dicing everybody. Like,
you did dice a lot of people. I mean, you rolled. We were playing on Tabletop Simulator, and they have this like little bucket that you can throw the dice in, and it rolls them for you. And I was like, man, something is wrong with this, because there was way too many 6s.
But I did it both ways.
But even George,
I did it both ways.
I know, you even switched and still was rolling like 3 6s. And it was like Yahtzee, but you're on the losing end. It was pretty bad. Yeah. But I mean, the thing is, like, a lot of the intrigue phase was diluted. I think we were playing with some new players who you have to be kind of aggressive at this game.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And the aggression, I don't think, was there.
I agree. And also, I think this game really benefits from that social bargaining thing where you're like, I'll give you some gold if you do this thing for me, and
in social threatening.
Yeah. Like, there's got to be back and forth. There's got to be stuff going on so that if someone does start a train toward the end, that they get slowed down. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know if we were just tired or what.
To deny that one player.
There was just a bunch of, what happens, and it just happened.
Right.
Like, not a lot of stopping each other and stuff. Although I don't know if maybe some of it has something to do with both expansions diluting the intrigue deck.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't feel like anybody had cards to even play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I only had one that foiled a scheme, and I sold it on the first round because, it's worth like 3 or something. It was a really good card, but
yeah,
I mean, $3 on the first round is pretty good.
Yeah. Money's always tied in the game, which I do prefer and I do like. So, money means a lot. You need it to not only buy your way to getting the best gladiators and whatnot, but you also need to keep some if you want to be host. And host is a big thing. It gives you not only the influence of becoming host, but you get to decide who's going to be fighting and who's going to be fighting and who's going to be fighting whom.
Right.
So
and I won.
It's a lot of power.
I won the host over and over
every time. Yeah.
So I don't know how that happened. I had enough money to do it, but somehow, and I kept inviting myself to fight, and then I just rolled brilliant. So
right.
Yeah.
It was a short game.
Killed my guy.
With both expansions and 6 players, it was actually a pretty good length. What was it, 2.5 hours?
It was,
yeah.
It was
right.
It was good. It was fun, and it's still, even if you're not the one in the ring actually doing the fighting, you've bet on the people who are in the ring.
Yeah, so you got something at stake.
People
for
are
it.
cheering. I mean, there aren't that many games where there's that much emotion, like, in the game. I love that about this game.
The promises are really cool because it adds like the 2-on-2 fights.
Mm-hmm.
But it does make the game quite a bit longer.
Oh, I do really like it, though. I
It
like
is
that.
so good.
Yeah, 2 versus 2 aspect to it.
Although we only did one.
We did.
And it was 2v1. Because Eric had a character that says he doesn't go in with other people.
Right.
But he had like a full heal ability.
Yeah.
But as it turned out, that was a mistake on his part.
Yeah, it was.
I don't think it was that powerful, honestly. I thought it was at first. I was like, man, Eric is going to ruin them. Because that character sounds awesome. Nope. I didn't realize you had to sacrifice your entire action, basically, to heal.
Right. And if that wasn't the case, it probably would make him okay going 2-on-1. But using his whole action to heal back up kind of defeats the whole purpose.
He's garbage.
Yeah.
He's garbage.
Well,
I think he replaces one of the original characters.
Mhm.
It's like the Primus version of that character.
Mm-hmm.
Not replacing mine now.
No.
You're out. I might leave him in there because somebody could buy him and actually use him really.
He's good
like,
1-on-1. He's just not very good 2-on-1.
right. Yeah, that's a different story.
And then like the new, I don't remember if it's the new Spartacus or the old one, but it doubles all bets. So like that, everybody was going nuts on that time.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know. I guess we've talked about this game quite a bit throughout the podcasts, but essentially it's one of my favorite games. And I agree. The only bad thing about this game is the length I can deal with because I like long games, so it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
The Munchkin-y ending, which typically happens, is problematic, but it's not enough for me to hate the game.
Oh yeah.
You just plan for it.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that the expansions add some cool entry cards and such, but I don't know if I played it with both expansions quite a bit, and I might start thinning the deck with like taking some of the crap out. You know what I mean? To make it more like curated.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
That might help.
I don't know.
I don't know if I'll ever play it enough to do that much work, but
Right.
I don't know that it bothered me. I think, there's more luck involved with a larger deck as to what actually comes out and what you get, but I think that's okay. I don't mind it too much.
it diluted the whole stopping somebody from railroading it. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think I minded that. Okay, I was benefiting. Yes, I was benefiting. But if you're talking about having less Munchkin ending, that's a good thing.
I agree.
Well, no, but it stopped all the negotiation too.
Well,
there was no way to threaten anybody. There was nobody to say, yeah, you know what? You do that, but you're going to give me some of it, or I'm going to foil it because you're in the lead. So if you don't have that, if you don't have those cards to play, because maybe the deck is diluted, you have no leverage against the player in the lead.
There needed to be more bargaining between people who were not in the lead. Like two of you could have said, hey, I'm going to give you half of my money right now, but you give it back to me next round, so that you can become the host.
Eric and I started to do this, but it just didn't work out.
Like, I couldn't believe that didn't happen.
Well, some people were targeting people who weren't George exclusively, and it was like, it's like Metal Gear Solid. What?
Did you all play with Jake?
No.
Jake wouldn't play with him? Okay.
No.
It was Eric. Good job, Eric.
Yeah. I was making a comeback. Yeah. I was down to like two influence at one point.
He got down to 2. He went lower than what we started with. That's great.
Yeah.
Started at like 4, went down to like 2.
And he still went after Tim.
Yeah.
I want to play this again, and when we play it again, we have to play with the fan-made expansion, which is the wild animals.
Oh, yeah.
That is true. It has like animals that are in the arena that autonomously fight people as you walk around.
You just walk around, this tiger jumps on you.
Yeah. I will say the one thing that is kind of lackluster, the combat is really fun. It's a good combat system with the dice. It is massively boring until the gladiator. It really is. You're staring each other down and walking around in a circle for 2 or 3 rounds before somebody just says, oh, I'm done with this. And they walk close enough where they can't get to you, but the other person can't get to them. So they lose the first strike. So I think that having the animals out there might actually kind of change that slightly. So it looks super interesting.
That sounds really good.
It might be really cool.
Yep.
Yeah. I just didn't read it beforehand, and we had a couple of newbies, and I don't like adding like fan stuff on the first time with somebody who's, learning the game. Because I was already throwing 2 expansions at them.
Right.
So.
And as good as this game is, and every phase of it is really interesting and really important for the game, there's so much room in the game for house rules and variants. On Board Game Geek, there's 136 variants for this game.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
There's quite a cult following for this.
You can change this as much as you want and get it to just how you want. If the ending is too Munchkin for you, there's probably 20 variants that deal with that,
Oh, for sure.
And the combat, they switch up the combat so many different ways. I mean, this game is you can make it exactly how you want it. It's fantastic.
That's true. I like the combat. I mean, it'd be cool to see more weapons and stuff that do cool stuff, but maybe some more ranged. Ranged would be great, but Promise helped a little bit because it added that tactical element to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anything else y'all want to add, Eric?
No, I liked it a lot.
Top
George?
game.
Matt?
Yeah, it's good.
Phenomenal is what they all meant to say. No. Anyway, that's Spartacus, a game of blood and treachery. And last up on this podcast is Bristol 1350.
Designed by Travis Hancock. The artist is Holly Hancock and Sarah Keel, and it's published by Facade Games.
I know I said it like I was going to say more, like the inflection in my voice. And Matt's like, okay, we'll just roll with it.
Yeah.
This is a game where there are 3 carts and you're trying to get out of Bristol because people are diseased by the bubonic plague, right? Is it the bubonic
Yes.
plague?
Mm-hmm.
Sounds right.
Yeah. And you're going to have these 2 symptom cards, which each will be between 1 and 3 at the beginning because the 4s aren't in the actual shuffle until after the players get those 2 symptom cards. And they're going to be real symptoms like coughing and headaches and stuff.
Buboes.
But if they ever...
And buboes, like all over you.
Yeah. If you ever have... Yeah.
I love those buboes.
Yes, disease. If you ever have a total of 6 or more points, you are infected kind of permanently, meaning that if your cards ever change, you're still technically infected until you ever get 2-1
George,
cards that are both
Actually, I was
ones.
going to ask about that. George, did you add that? Because I didn't see that anywhere else when someone else was talking about it.
It's a variant. It's in the rules. It's a variant.
Oh, it's in the
I didn't make it up.
I got it. There you go.
Yeah.
All right, that's a variant part.
Yeah, I would I would make it even like more of a chance
Easier than that.
to cure yourself.
Yeah, because there's a very low chance
Of
throughout
getting ones.
throughout the game you're going to get 2 1s.
Yeah. Good luck.
Oh, the 2-1s are the variant?
Yeah.
Right.
It's
2
called
1s
the
to
cure.
cure yourself.
You found the cure for the Black Plague.
Gotcha.
But whatever.
Or you live through it.
I gotcha.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right, well, what's going to happen is whoever the first player is going to roll these dice. I believe there's 6, right? Yeah. There's 6 dice. They are 6-sided dice, and there's only 2 symbols. There's an apple and there's a rat. And there's one of each of these for all 3 of the color carts. So that equals all 6 sides of the die. You're going to roll those, and that's going to generate the dice pool. And then each player is going to take turns doing one action. You have a player ability on your player card, or you can draw a card from the remedy stack, which gives you like a single use ability later. You can roll 2 of those dice that you see in the pool, because maybe you don't want rats on your cart, or maybe you want to roll other people's dice to turn them into apples for your cart, because apples are how fast or how far you move the cart that you're in. You can also do movements. So you can push your way up the cart, because each cart can hold 3 people. There's a front passenger, there's a middle, and the back passenger. So if you're in the back, you obviously want to get closer to the front. If you're in the back, you can also be pushed out to the cart behind you. So that is a good incentive to not be last place in a cart. And if you're in the front of a cart, you can jump out and dash all the way up to the cart that's ahead of you to get in the last place that's in that cart.
The leader,
or whatever open spot.
The leader in a cart could push the person in the middle out as well. You push people out that are behind you in a cart.
I forgot about that. Anyway, after everybody's had a turn, then you're going to resolve the dice pool. The dice pool, the carts move in a specific order, but basically an apple is going to move you 1 space, and the carts behind you will actually push you if they move on to the space that you're in. And if there's 2 or more rats of the color cart that you're in, I don't remember, what's it actually called?
Mingling.
Mingling. Yeah. What that does is you're going to take a symptom card from the deck, put it in the middle of the table, and then everybody in that cart puts their symptom cards in that pile, shuffles them up, and then draws 2 new cards. Because you're all touching each other in these crazy carts, right? So you might infect each other, generate these symptoms from somebody else, because hypochondria. Anyway, that's going to be 1 round, and then I believe it's whoever's in the first cart in first position becomes the first player of the next round. And they roll the dice, generates a new pool. You do it over and over until the carts get out of the city. When a cart leaves the city, everybody in that cart reveals their symptom cards to show if they're infected or not. Obviously, that's different because you might have been infected previously, but the card you end up with might be 2 and a 1. And you're like, aha, but I was infected on round 2. And if you escape in a cart that has an infected player, all of you that are not infected lose the game. And then the other carts have one more round to get out of the city. And if no one that gets out of the city is, not sick, if you get out and you're not sick, you win. If no players get out that are not sick, then the bubonic players win, right?
Okay.
No.
If you get
The
out,
bubonic players always
Explain
if you
this.
get out of the city and everyone on the cart is not sick, then those players win.
Right.
Or that one player, you could get out. You might be the only one on the cart.
Yes.
So if you're in a non-sickened cart, you win if you're the first one or first group to get out. And if you're on a sickened cart, everyone on that cart loses because the plague will have infected everyone on that cart eventually.
Mhm.
And if no
On that,
non-sick players get out, what happens?
If everyone's sick, then the sick players
then
win.
you all lose. No, that's not true. You all lose.
Well, technically, I mean, the plague kills you.
Right.
All.
You all will eventually
But the
lose.
thing is, but in the game, it says,
in the game
if
it
you
says
are
yes.
sick,
You're trying to make other people
trying to
sick.
make other people sick. Why would you do that unless that's your victory? So
No,
obviously,
actually, it's not your victory. You want to share in the misery, but you're gonna die.
Oh,
You
whatever.
You don't win. That's not a win.
it should be a win. That should be a win.
I mean, I agree. Maybe that should be a win, but
It's technically
It's not.
I mean, you either win or
Right.
die. In that case, you die,
Okay.
right? Game of Thrones. What's up? Fist bump. I've seen the first season.
Well, here's the reason that this would be my instant house rule for this game. Because when you start the game, you're dealt 2 cards. If you get 2 threes, you're sick.
you're automatically sick.
You just
And
lose.
you can lose
You're
from
going to
the
play a
beginning.
40-minute game as you've already lost, and now you're just going to.
Yes.
What are you going to do?
That is one thing that people bring up.
Yeah, that's stupid.
I guess that's thematic, perhaps, but that is one thing I would say that they should have probably fixed in it. I would say they didn't fix in it is because now you have to get rid of the 3s and your 4s, so there's much less chance throughout this shorter game that you're going to mingle enough to get sick during the game. So they have to put in 3s in there as well.
Right. Well, I agree.
I think overall, this game fits into the same category where I say it's a fun experience. It's a massively clunky game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has a cool enough theme to it. I like it. There's kind of holes in the theme as well, and that goes into maybe the gameplay.
It's almost like they have this idea and then threw the bubonic plague on there and yeah, it works 80%. It's good.
Yeah. So
I think it's dumb, absolutely dumb that if you get cards that you're infected, even if you get rid of those cards, you're no longer infected, or that you are infected, even though you have good cards now.
Yeah.
Right.
It destroys the end reveal.
That is absolute honor system. Like if I'm on a cart, and I don't want somebody else to win, I just say, oh well, I was sick. I guess I wouldn't do that because I'd be not sick. But
No, we're honest players,
obviously, but it's just weird. It's weird.
It is.
You can't go back
It's
and
just
show
massive
where did
clunky.
you get sick. Oh well, trust me, I got sick back at the first turn.
I just don't like the fact that your cart escapes and then you're like, you flip down one card, it's a 2, and you get to flip down the other one, it's like 1. But I was sick. It's like, okay, whatever. This is
Yeah,
stupid.
how are you sick? Yeah, I know. It's weird. I don't like that part.
Yeah, actually, that part right there stopped me from back in the game.
Me too.
Oh, yeah.
But here's the thing. There are other games that do this and do it better. Nemesis, you get an infection card and you just check it at the end. Check all your cards. Are you sick or not? There's ways to be infected but not know if you're infected, but have more of a chance.
I mean, why not just, who cares? I mean, they already got holes in the game anyway as far as the theme. Just make it to where, if you just end up with those cards, you're infected.
Right.
I mean, what are you getting checked by a doctor every time you get these cards? You know what I mean? You don't know until you get out of the city and visit the doctor, and then or die. One of the two.
Right. Yeah, I don't know.
So-
Maybe the numbers as far as, maybe it worked out to no one was getting sick enough.
That's true. But maybe put a little bit more design into the game instead of patching it with some weird Microsoft patch where it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, there was
and it is a break in the game.
There's another aspect to it.
That was a very IT joke.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Another aspect to it where you can always, you can hop off your. I guess if you're in the front, you can hop off and join the cart in front of you.
Yeah, you can hop
And
off and dash to the cart in front and get on.
No matter how much distance there is, you can always hop off to the front cart.
Yeah.
It's like Mario Kart, man. You play that crazy mushroom that's like, you get real big and just go nuts.
And just run out of the city by yourself. You don't need to be on
These
that cart.
carts aren't going very fast. They're not like carriages. They're like apple carts. They're just like...
Yeah. At that point, you might as well just get out and run.
Right. I don't trust any of you guys.
I will say the one thing I do like the most about it is the Remedy cards always had 2 options.
Yeah.
I love games that have single-use cards that have 2 options or more.
Well, not single. Oh, okay. Never mind.
I mean, the card's a single use, but it has 2 ways you can use it, and they're pretty different.
Yeah, I did like that. And I really like the mechanism of you have the dice and you roll them all, and then on everyone's turn, they can decide to roll a couple of them over again. That was really fun.
Yeah.
How to... Everybody's like half mitigating the pool.
Yeah, right. I haven't seen that before.
And then somebody else is on the cart with you and they do something stupid and you're like, what are you doing?
You're sick.
I'm drawing a Remedy card. I'm going to let you all deal with it. You got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
It has some cool aspects to it and it has a lot of, it was a fun experience. I actually liked it and I would not mind playing it again.
Yeah, same here.
But man,
it was a pretty decent experience. There was just some holes in there and things that didn't make sense. And
For the,
it ain't even to be published yet, and I think it needs a 2.0.
For all the luck that's in the game is quite short, and that's good.
Yes,
right.
And
that actually helped it quite a bit.
And
though.
it plays 9 people, which is also really good.
Big bonus, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think the game could be like you said, 2.0 maybe. This could be a winner.
I would definitely be. I'm not a big house rule player person, but I would absolutely house rule this until I got it to a point where I felt like it was a better game.
Yeah. And it has lovely components. The art is great.
Oh, yeah. The components are great. The art is great. The footprint is great. Everything about it's great. I mean, it just needs that
tabletop anyway.
It was so close, though. It was so close.
Well, but I mean, if you look at the components as far as the actual game, I mean, no one has the physical game anyway, but it comes in a book, which normally I'm kind of irritated with. But
I kind of like the book thing.
It is kind of neat.
Of course,
it's a book and it has like a mouse pad that rolls up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the components will be nice.
But otherwise, I guess, if you like a lot of their games, I think the book theme of it is interesting. However, if you don't have a lot of their other games, I would pass on the book.
You know what? I don't even know what other games they make.
Tortuga.
What do they make?
Mm-hmm.
I see. And Salem.
Or whatever it's called.
Yep.
It's probably not Deadwood.
Yeah, Deadwood.
Is it?
Tortuga.
Okay.
I haven't actually played. Tortuga looks really good. I haven't played any of them, though.
I haven't
any of their other games.
Yeah.
They really like dates.
Yeah. They do like dates.
Salem, they make Salem.
1692.
And Deadwood 1876. And trophies, arbitrarily 2014. I put that on there. It doesn't have a date. But
yeah, they do like dates. That's cool.
Yeah. That's an interesting thing. Instead of Facade Game, they should be called Date Games. That's a totally different type of games. But anyway, I don't know. It's weird because I recommend people play it. It's a really fun experience.
Definitely try it. Try it before you buy.
In a review format, I'm going to have to hammer it a little bit because some of it just doesn't make any sense design-wise. Yeah. I recommend it. I would try it out, and it does have a small footprint, which is really nice, and it plays a lot of people. What you're doing is very interesting. I think a lot of groups are going to like this game.
Yeah. Did you mention there was a rule if you push somebody out of the last cart, so there's no cart behind you for them to get into, then
they can't be picked up.
They
should just be able to run.
No, they're left in the city and they die.
Right.
And if they happen...
Because they're like, I can't run that fast.
Well, they fell off the last cart. So I guess the others get picked up, actually picked up into the next cart. They're helped.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
but if you push somebody off and they happen to be diseased, then it says in the rules that you lose as well of shame.
The other way around. If they weren't diseased. If
there's
they were
your
healthy,
honor system right there.
No, if they weren't diseased. Sorry. If they weren't diseased, then you die of shame and lose as well. So there's a instead of not
that's good because you can't just start the game and kick the last player out. That'd be so rude. Matt, did you check anything about this one?
Yeah, a little bit. The carts were neat and stuff like that, but
yeah,
I mean it looks okay. I wasn't enamored by it or nothing, but
yeah,
I'd play it with the mask.
I would trade for this one, maybe.
Yeah, it was enjoyable.
I'll definitely play it
was
again.
Enjoyable. I don't feel like there's enough social deduction clues to really give you an ability to do much social deduction. So it's really down to luck.
Oh yeah, definitely. And then even I was like the sheriff or something, and I can check someone's card that's not in my cart.
Oh yeah.
But that doesn't really give you. I mean, it gives you a little bit of information, but not enough because you randomly see one card in their hand.
Yeah.
So I can see a high card and be like, oh, that person has the plague, or I can see like a 2 is not going to really give you that much information, or the 3 really doesn't give you that much information.
Yeah.
Now, like a 4 or 1, then you can say something about it, but otherwise, yeah, like I said, not enough information.
That's fair. I would agree with that too, especially if you have like 9 people playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
Needs to be more like good cop, bad cop, where you can start checking people's cards a lot.
Yeah, they have to stay face up or something.
There needs to be more deduction.
But I mean, even then, it won't matter because you might see and think they're clear, but they've been infected once. So, anyway.
Well, and that might change after that mingle or something.
All right, any final thoughts on this one?
I didn't have a bad time playing it, so I would play it again, but too many holes in the theme and gameplay for me.
Yeah,
I totally agree with that.
It's not enough like Spartacus, despite the background on Eric's
dang
window.
it.
There they are.
That's the
There we
apple
go.
cart.
Apple cart.
Eric is prepared. He just forgot. Well, at least we're entertaining, hopefully. Matt, you want to add anything?
It was just so bloody.
That's fair. All right, well, anyway, that was Bristol 1350. So for our main topic, we have Tony Gulotti. Did I pronounce that correctly?
Yes, Gulotti.
Gulotti.
Gulotti. Gulotti, yeah.
So, just for people out there who don't know who you are, kind of give us the elevator pitch of Tony.
Okay, so I am North America marketing for Czech Games Edition. We're the publishers of Codenames, recently Sanctum and Letter Jam, Through the Ages, Galaxy Trucker, and a ton of other games that are primarily from Czech and Slavic designers.
And they're all so good.
Oh yeah, they are. They're all favorites. And the thing is you ask me how to pronounce Tony Gulotti, and it's funny because I can't pronounce any of the people's names that way. Vladia Ulik, they just laugh at me.
Is it Vlada Shavadl?
No.
Oh my goodness, that's so wrong.
No. So it's Vladia
Chvatl.
My entire life has changed.
It does this like, and I can't do it. So like they're gonna watch this and or listen and they're gonna be like, no,
again, no.
I bet he's used to it though.
If anyone has a Thomas name tag, Thomas is not Thomas. Thomas is Tomasz.
Tomasz.
We called him Thomas so many times. Sorry, Thomas.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah.
But everybody knows who you're talking about because we're like, oh yeah, can we talk to Thomas? Oh yeah, Thomas is over here. They don't even, it's like, no, his name's not Thomas.
Well, they're so used to it, especially from English speaking.
Is that Helmich? Is that his last name?
Yeah. Helmich.
We probably look like idiots.
It has another one of the rolling letters. CH is not ch.
Whoops.
In Czech. It's not ch at all. It's
that's very interesting
experience. Now. David is David.
Oh, okay.
So like, even the ones that you're like, oh, I know what your name is.
I know David. I know Thomas.
It's a trap.
Yes, it is.
They do make great games. Though. So many of those
for sure.
are in my
Actually,
top 20, top 10 even.
Yeah, talking about a great game, Tony's made a great game too.
No,
I'm telling you,
no one knows about my game.
I know,
I know about it.
I am like I'm your ambassador out there because I thought it was awesome. It's Yashima.
Yeah, Yashima, the Legend of the Kami Masters.
They're like dragons.
You co-designed it with Josh Sprung.
Dragons.
Yep. Yes, there's the dragon kami, there's the tortoise kami, a lot of different kami decks, basically similar to like a smash up style where you have your master and you mix the kami, and then that's your deck, which has all your attacks, all your defenses, and it's also your life. So,
and do you have miniatures that you're?
Yep.
Yeah, I know this one. I don't really know it, but I saw it and I'm interested.
Yeah. It's from Greenbrier Games, and it's been, I believe, sold out for a little while now, probably about a year.
Oh,
really?
So
doing a second edition or second printing?
We've talked about it, but right now Julie's doing so much.
Oh yeah,
she's got her hands full, man.
So yeah, and with their Barbarians Kickstarter, the second one and everything.
Tales of Barbaria.
Yeah.
It looks so good.
It does.
That was like a sleeper hit for me. Is Barbarian Battlegrounds?
Oh yeah.
It had the mix of everything I should not like, and then we sat down and played it at I think Origins.
Right.
And I was like, "Whoa, this game is awesome." Did you play it, Matt?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, did you agree with it? It's like I should not like this game based on what if you told me the things I don't like about games. Some of those are like on the number 1 and number 2 slot.
Yeah, I can't remember it too well. I know it was definitely interesting in some of the dice building and stuff like that, but
like you stack your things on your different spots behind your player board and everybody reveals. And yeah.
The dice placement is really interesting.
Yeah.
It's got bears, so I'm in.
Yeah.
Right.
Man, once this quarantine stuff's done, Tony has got us a copy of Sanctum that I've been trying to play forever now, and I'm so upset that I've not.
Yeah.
I will
get to it.
Walk you through Sanctum any day of the week. I love Sanctum.
The art looks so good.
I even 3D printed a model. I sent you the picture of it.
Yeah, you sent me a picture of that. It's amazing.
I've got it primed. I'm totally going to print it.
That is awesome. Yeah, we're definitely going to do it. It is Diablo in a box. And people who know the game, who will run through it, we find the reviews that are like, oh, they said this is like Diablo, but it isn't. And then I'm like, did you ever play Diablo?
It's like Diablo without the carpal tunnel.
Yeah, because you're not clicking. You're just grinding your way through these demons, and you are like feeling like you are the strongest, best hero running through there, just killing people left and right, getting all the equipment, loot, gearing up, and you're just like, I am the biggest, baddest hero. And then you hit the boss and you die horribly.
There it is.
There it is.
Look at that.
Yeah. It's primed. If you're watching the video, I've got it primed out here.
That's pretty big.
That looks BA.
Oh, you're doing
really
video too?
Yeah.
We didn't know about video.
We're on Zoom. Yeah, I do the podcast and chop it up in video. So
I better watch what I do. I'm not like picking my nose or something.
Oh yeah, FYI. Because I read the rules and such, and like, I mean, I don't remember this, but there's not actually there's nothing that represents the Diablo-esque bad guy, right?
The sixth board.
Oh, is it the actual whole board?
Yeah, the actual whole board.
I read the rule book, but I actually haven't really looked at the components. I just took the rule book to work.
Yep. The sixth board is.
Well, he's going to stand on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I primed it because I think when I sent you the picture, it was white.
Yes, it was.
Because that's what color that I printed it. And because I haven't had a 3D printer very long, just since December. And I wanted to see if I can print a miniature in white and then do the exact process that I do to paint it. So I primed it black. I'm actually going to go through and paint it all.
Yeah. Tony, Sanctum is the game where at the end you have like the big bad represented by a bunch of cards. And as you do things to him, the cards flip over and sort of change his abilities or what he's doing. That sounds, and we haven't played it, but that sounds like such an innovative idea. I mean, it's no Wingspan, but
it is not Wingspan.
I thought Tony was pulling up Netflix.
So I should put like the logo on the background instead of just a blank screen. No,
that was a callback to earlier. We were talking about these awards that Wingspan has gotten, and somehow they got most innovative for. I don't really know why.
No, they got all the awards.
Yeah,
so it's cool.
It's a great game. It's a great game. But we've argued on here about innovative so much.
I love Jamie Sunfire, and I love a lot of his games. And you know what? He put a dice tower in a game.
Yeah.
That is not needed.
That's the innovative part right there.
And so, like, the marketing side of me is going, yes.
Ideals.
I just jumped up the price of this game by $10, $15. So.
That's great.
It does look sweet on the board, though.
It does.
It's a bird.
The presence is exactly what he wanted it to be.
Right.
And from the marketing sales perspective, it
worked.
It works.
Yeah,
and it's great. So you sit there and it's so like, yes, people see it on the table. The thing is this, you look at it that is a game where the marketing absolutely helped the game sell.
Yeah.
Right.
And interest drive, because not only are you getting the people, like, I mean, he has a huge following. So,
right.
Like the initial push of his following, but then you get this thing is what's with this birdhouse on the table? I mean, people walking by stop and look at that game.
That's true.
The lesson is put something in Sanctum that's completely unnecessary, like
like a
giant 110 millimeter miniature,
pre-painted, ready to
I'll
go.
tell you one thing. I do not think that I can get the hardcore Euro gamers that are Czech Games Edition to be like, hey, you know that game Cthulhu Wars? Let's just jack this up to like $200 and throw a giant
if only
table mat, like miniature.
Negature.
What do you need? What do you need that for? Just to put the guys on the base at the last battle? I mean,
yeah. I'm
Stretch
in.
goals.
Stretch goal.
I know you're in. That's the worst part. Is I know you're sitting there looking at your giant Cthulhu off in the corner, going, "Yeah,
I did
it." And that nothing wrong with that at all either.
So you've been playing a lot of Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah, that's been my getaway. A lot of people did the Animal Crossing thing. I got it and felt like I was doing the weeds in the garden or something, or mowing the yard. And so I kind of was like, this is not fun for me. So the funny thing was I was on another podcast, Jason Brenner's, and we were just chatting. He's like, Final Fantasy. And I was like, yeah, I used to play 11. He's like, you should play 14. And I was like, because I watched one of my buddies actually play 14 in the very beginning.
Like the first round of it?
Yeah, so they had multiple rounds of 14.
So bad.
And the first round of 14, my buddy Miles grinded to level 50, top max level, just because it's him. And it was like the third richest person on the server because he did goldsmithing or something. And he's like, there's just no game. And I was like, there's no game.
Terrible.
It did so bad that they shut down the servers, redid the entire game, and relaunched it.
As a Realm Reborn. They listened to their community. They did like all the stuff that everybody really wanted them to do, and it is one of the top MMOs ever. I've been playing it. I'm just going through the low level quests and everything. I'm like level 20 something. Once I hit 30, I can change to White Mage, which I always do the support class, healer classes, because it allows me to just talk and not pay attention to what people are doing, and just that's exactly like
Final
Fantasy 11.
Yeah, I was a healer in Final Fantasy 11 too. You just sit there and you make sure your tank doesn't fall, and
you're a giver. That's what it is.
Yeah. Well, also it's fun because I'm always talking to people when I play MMOs. I played WoW. I did all that, so I'm always on either a group chat or something. And that's where with streaming, it's actually been kind of fun because I've been able to bring in my chat and people can just watch me talking to my friends playing Final Fantasy. And then if someone I know gets on chat and is like, "Hey Tony, it's Tim," I'd be like, "Hey, here's the Discord link," and I just whisper it to them, and then they jump on, and then I'm talking to them while I'm playing Final Fantasy, and it's.
Are you streaming it on Twitch?
Yeah, I'm streaming it on my Twitch.
I thought you were. I only see it on Facebook or whatever. But.
Oh yeah, no, I'm doing Twitch just because. It's what you're supposed to do when you stream, I guess.
Right?
So,
yeah.
Because Mixer shut down.
Mixer shut down just this last week.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, the rumor is they got purchased, but I think Microsoft might have sold out just to cut their losses on it because Mixer was not doing well.
Interesting.
I think they
even despite the $30 million contract for Ninja
and Shroud. Shroud got $10 million.
Oh my gosh!
So like between
crazy.
the two of them, they paid out like $40 million up front for these two guys, and
wow.
Thinking, well, the thought is if I bring the biggest people onto my platform, everyone's going to come to my platform, and that's not true because it's not the platform; it's their audiences came to the platform to watch them,
Right?
And then when they're not on, they leave.
And go to
it's not like they go watch other people.
right.
Yeah, because if you look at Twitch, if you look at Mixer, what it was and stuff like that, they promote the top people when they're online that have the highest number of viewers, and that's the only people that they promote. So your recommendations aren't based on your interests like YouTube does. It's based on has the highest view count.
Right.
So like when I'm online, I'm getting like ASMR people and I'm just like, no.
Yeah, because I mean, they might be promoting people playing games that you don't care about, or maybe it's these. I don't know if Mixer did it where they have like people just streaming themselves talking and stuff, or just messing around in their room, and I mean that might not be interesting to everybody. So it's dumb to promote, just the top viewed people because it doesn't mean that everybody's going to be interested in it.
I agree. Yeah.
Either way, down with Mixer. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, I just recently started on Twitch, or as far as an account to watch somebody just talk, but which is the irony of it.
Yeah,
it's a musician that I really like, but he ends up playing games as well. So I'll subscribe to you. I'll be a follower.
Oh yeah, no, I'll plug everybody because I jumped on there because of Harris Heller from Alpha Gaming. Basically because he's the guy that taught me how to make my streaming rig.
Oh, really?
Like, no, it was like all of his YouTube videos and everything are just, here's the equipment you want to use. Here's why. Here's a comparison between these mics. Here's a comparison between this headphone set. Like, he does all the product comparisons. And I had like watched like 40 of his videos. And then I was like, oh, he's online right now.
Cool.
Huh.
So I just jumped on, and
since you watched all those videos, we can just ask you and be like, all right, we want to get into Twitch.
I have been fumbling my way through audio and cameras and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, we were talking a little bit about that stuff too.
Yeah, we were, because I was actually asking you guys how you did some of this stuff, because I came in completely clean slate, and it was like, I was like, okay, I'm going to get some video stuff. I want to do some live streaming and everything. And then the virus hit. And it's like, so Tony, your job is now to make videos and do everything.
Right.
And it was like,
all right, well, time to kick that into gear.
Time to figure out how to do this.
That's been a shock for a lot of people, for sure.
Yeah,
that was the biggest one.
So what are you using for your streaming stuff? Are you just doing OBS?
Yeah, I'm using OBS, and I use Skype because Skype has individual video and audio feeds in the software. So like Zoom right now, if I disconnect, your 3 cameras are going to cycle around all crazy.
Right, and it's going to put it in a different position.
Put it in a different position. And if I'm pulling your camera feed from the position where you are onto this corner or something, then all of a sudden I won't be looking at you anymore. Your name's going to be wrong and everything's going to be mixed up.
Yeah.
So Skype actually has separate NDI feeds, so you can actually bring in that window. And
that's pretty cool, especially if you have like people that come and go a lot.
Yep.
Like for the podcast, I mean, Zoom works because it's always the same people.
Yeah,
so
and you're not going to
changes.
have anyone change. But for like Codenames Online, where I'm throwing people every 30 to 40 minutes, a new set of 4 people, and someone might stay. And if that one person stays, then I just keep their camera where they are. And
that's true.
Yeah. So
that probably works out really well.
That's worked out really well. The problem is no one uses Skype anymore. Exactly.
So they're like, what? I have to create a Microsoft account?
Well, they're like, wait a minute, I'm resetting my password. I've heard that 30 times already. It's gone. And just people going, oh crap. Okay, Skype. Yeah, just a minute. And there have been 2 people that I have not been able to get the audio connected, which I need to look into. And then we jump on Discord and I just don't do any cameras.
And just so people know, the 4 people that are playing Codenames with you and cycling through other people, that's happening because you're doing an online convention right now.
Yeah. So we're doing the virtual gaming con. It's BGG and the Dice Tower combining forces this weekend to basically put on a show as well as open gaming. So yeah, tomorrow actually, which is not tomorrow for your podcast, but
right? It's gonna be.
Wait.
The convention's gonna be over
in the past.
So,
the convention's done at this point.
A week or 2 ago.
So yeah, a couple weeks ago, we ran all these names of Codenames. But yeah, we're running a lot of Codenames Online. Codenames Online is actually a browser-based game that we just launched. It's in beta right now, and it's found at codenames.game.
Cool.
So it's open for anyone who wants to go check it out.
Is this
.game? I like it.
Is it the base game of Codenames, or do you have some of the variants, or do you plan on?
So it's the base game, and it has the cards from Duet you can join in, because there are 400 cards in Codenames, and then there are 400 cards in Duet. So it's only the core game, but you can combine those so you have an 800 card pool to choose from.
Nice.
Well, not choose, the game chooses for you.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you just press the button and it automatically sets up the grid and everything. Yeah, it's set up in a fashion that it's as close to the game as possible. So there's no music, there's no cameras. You have to set up through a third-party software yourself to do talking and stuff like that. But yeah, it's fully functional, and it's much closer to the experience of Codenames than anything else you can find online.
Okay. And Codenames has really taken off. There's a bunch of different kinds of Codenames. There's Codenames Simpsons and Disney and
Marvel.
I didn't know there was a Simpsons one. Is there a Simpsons one?
Marvel. There's a Marvel. Is there an After Dark? Am I making that one up?
No, it's undercover. There's an After Dark. It's so there's Simpsons, Disney, Marvel, Harry Potter.
Oh, Harry Potter. Okay. Right, I forgot.
Yeah, so, and then all of the licensed versions currently are with our partner, the OP.
Oh, the OP?
Yeah.
The OP, the OP, yeah. USAopoly.
USAopoly, yeah.
They do all of the licensed versions except for the After Dark one. That's a different company.
I'm just going to start calling them Overpower.
OP.
Because every time I hear OP, that's exactly what I think. That company's OP.
Overpower Games.
It's like CMON or Come On or whatever it is. I don't even know.
Yep. Actually, they had a Twitter war just recently about that or something. They were like, man, it's so hard when your name is CMON.
Yeah.
And people pronounce it CMON. And because it was all on Twitter. And, and then the op was like, we know what you mean when the people say the OP and it's
really the OP.
The OP. Yeah, it was just, I found out from it.
That's awesome.
That's hilarious.
I always call them the MTV of board gaming. Because they, MTV meant something, and then they just took it to an abbreviation.
Yeah, they stopped doing videos. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess we got to change our name since we killed all that off.
That's good.
Well, hopefully.
Tony, I never asked you this, but it might it might make good podcast content. What kind of got you into board games?
Oh,
because I met you when you designed Yashima.
Yeah,
but I don't know how
I made that gap. I was working in industrial steel, so in industrial steel manufacturing.
Oh, that's different.
It sounds like it ties together.
And what we did was me and my buddies would play Dungeons and Dragons miniatures competitively when Wizards was still promoting it. With the first edition. This. When 4th edition hit, Dungeons & Dragons Miniatures changed the rules of the game. Completely said, no, that game's no longer like this. The D&D Minis is played with 4th edition rules. It killed the tournament scene overnight. All of a sudden, it went from maybe, I think the upwards was 500 to 700 people at Gen Con when it was in the prime. For the tournament to less than 100 at the following Gen Con.
That's a huge change. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm not even sure if they still put cards in the miniatures with the miniatures because when they changed, it just died. The whole community just left. And frankly, it was the smallest part of that community because most people bought the miniatures for Dungeons and Dragons, not for the miniature skirmish game.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it was what I played, and then I couldn't find another skirmish miniatures game that interested me at the time. So I was it was Malfo was one of the options, and it just didn't really hit me right. And then
Tail Feathers.
I don't even know if that was out yet.
That's a joke.
This is what?
Oh yeah,
we're talking 2006, 2007.
Yeah, right around there.
Yeah.
And so I decided
maybe even before that a little bit too.
I was going to make a game because that was my solution to not having a game to play. Let's make our own game. And
why not?
Josh and I had talked about it in the past, but it was one of those things where it's oh, let's start designing a game. And then I left my job because of a decision that happened. And I was just see ya. And then I'm Josh, I have a lot of time to do this game design stuff. And so basically then we started going to all these, I was actually working freelance and just temp jobs and going to designer conventions and hitting up the whole proto spiel scene. And I was grinding the game industry trying to figure out how do I get my game in a publisher's hands, or at first it was how do I kickstart it, and then it was no, how do I get this in a publisher's hands?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then I was talking to 2 companies, which funnily, I was talking to 2 companies, and the funny part was I actually have worked for both of those companies. So one company that Greenbrier Games picked it up, and I worked with the Greenbrier team for about 6 months, part-time. And then Arcane Wonders, who at the time was also looking at the game, offered me a job as their director of sales and marketing after seeing me doing my thing with Greenbrier. So, and then it just went from there. And now about not quite a year ago, about October of last year is when I transitioned over to Czech Games Edition. So yeah, it's just been, it's really was kind of one of those like opportunity knocks, but I was literally jobless for about a year, putting everything into the game industry for free. Until Greenbrier picked up the game. So
yeah, you make your own opportunity there. Nice.
It was a rough road for a little bit, but now my wife sits there and I'm like, you remember when I just quit my job? and she's like, yes, I remember when you quit your job. Do you remember how I'm working from my home office now and just playing games and stuff?
Next time you should be like, you remember when I quit my job? Round 2.
She would have a heart attack. My wife's a dream. She's a nurse and labor and delivery. But man, that was the time she looked at me and she's like, "You have like 3 months,
but you got a year,
and then you need to go get it." And then she's like, "Then you need to go get a real job." Those were the words she said to
me. Yeah. And do you have another game? Maybe.
So I actually have 2 games that have been signed with Josh by other companies.
Really? Wow.
That are in various states of limbo. One actually came back to us. The other one, it's signed. It's just hasn't been published yet.
That's exciting. Yeah.
It's exciting, but it's also been like a year. So you like the thing with the designers is you design something, it's all the adrenaline, it's gung ho, and then you sign it and you're like gung ho, and then
you're like, all right, y'all publishing it? You're gonna print it tomorrow?
And then it's like, I don't see nothing about it.
And I see it from both sides because I work for a publisher, so it's like, yeah, I can respect the time it takes to make a game. And I can also respect when a game is given back to the publisher or back to the designer.
The designer. Mm-hmm.
Because market changes sometimes in a year or two, or what you're planning as a company changes. It is what it is. It's always why whenever I talk to new designers, I always say, get a upfront dollar amount and then negotiate a kill fee. So
interesting.
So like, yeah,
maybe we gotta have a whole podcast topic about this.
The upfront, it doesn't have to be huge. Like you can go into the deal going, hey, couple $100 or whatever upfront. If you're a first time designer or something, like, we get $50, whatever. Just, but then tack a couple $1,000 kill fee on the game.
Yeah, some kind of commitment.
At least so that if it comes back, you're owed some amount of time, and you can negotiate in like, I need it back. Like it expires in X years or whatever. Like, because no publisher is really going into a contract thinking they're not going to publish the game.
Right.
So
that's interesting. So like in the music scene, there's like agents, or even in acting, there's agents. They know all these secrets and all these things. And it's weird because I feel like all these designers for board games have to go through trial and error with this and be burned sometimes. There's not really anyone out there. There's a couple people that have podcasts and such, but there's not a whole lot of people out there that's kind of like an agent for these people. I don't know if you would need them, or it's not very lucrative, I guess.
Yeah, the thing is it's the lack of money in that. Like, because agents, there's a lot of agents are the way it is in the toy business. So if you want to go to our sister side and jump into the toy realm, you're dealing with agents. You're also dealing with sales agents, which is a really different ballpark as well. But but agents are who you need to get you in the door at like Mattel and stuff like that. And even like if you want to deal with Hasbro and things like that, and Spin Master and some of those companies, you're going to have to deal with people who already are doing business with them.
That doesn't surprise me a bit.
No.
Yeah.
It's just to the point, like they don't take cold calls. Yeah, that's kind of what it is.
You know, quote unquote people off the street type of deal.
Well, they'd be swamped with it. I mean,
right.
Whenever you've seen them actually open up, they do it typically for like in a charity or something, like some special like event thing that they hold for PR, that we're going to pick 5 games or something like that. And they get like 10,000 applicants or something like that, because
you might as well go on Shark Tank.
And like 8,000 of them are roll to moves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's fair.
Like that's a thing. So you really have to, you think it's a little bit different here.
You mean 8,000 of them are Cards Against Humanity clones?
No, Monopoly clones.
Monopoly, Cards Against Humanity. I wouldn't put those side by side, though.
Yeah. Well, we got a few more minutes here. Let's, I'm going to ask you another question, video game related, because obviously our podcast is board games and video games. What kind of, obviously we talked about Final Fantasy 14, you played WoW, things like that. You obviously like MMOs. Have you always been a gamer? Like, do you play retro games like back in the day or even today? Or?
Yeah. So my first system was an NES, 7th Saga and the original Final Fantasy and Final Fantasy 2.
Oh, Matt, have you seen Matt's arm?
No, is it Kane, Cecil, Rydia? Which 2?
No. Sorry. So I didn't get into the Final Fantasy game until the PlayStation. So it was 7 on. But I do have a full sleeve of Final Fantasy stuff.
Oh, very cool.
And a sleeve of WoW.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I did not get into WoW that heavy. But yeah, Final Fantasy, I actually played the Japanese version of 5 and the original 2 in Japanese with the patches, emulation style, before the one with Boko the Chocobo and all that. Like, I've played Final Fantasy since the beginning, and but I'm just RPGs. JRPGs.
Yeah, I was going to ask
RPGs.
It sounds like you just love RPGs.
Yeah, so when you get Secret of Mana, Chrono Trigger style, that is
Secret of Mana is so good.
That is the furthest I get into like action. So when you pull up like Valorant or something like that, my eyes just glaze because everything is too fast. I can't even comprehend how these people are shooting their weapons or where or anything. So like when I'm like, okay,
that game, is that the newest game by Riot Games? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
The Overwatch version.
So basically any of them, you could, I'll lose my gamer tag if I start saying names because I'll butcher them. But like Battlegrounds type stuff where any sort of first person shooter, you get me on there.
Destiny 2.
People have watched me. They just like watch me on their screen laughing.
Are you turning with a trackpad?
like people who I've streamed with or whatever, they're just like, do you want to see something funny? Let's watch Tony play a first-person shooter. And then it's like, here he is. Oh, wait, he stopped.
Tony, you're looking at the wall.
In the open.
Yeah.
Let's keep going.
I feel your pain.
There's your Twitch content right there. Like a comedy show.
I need to do that just once, just to show, like, take some B-roll of how bad I am at first-person shooters to roll at the end of the videos. Like, when I go off screen, it goes into that, like, 2 minutes of me just getting obliterated.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I know that feeling myself. I do.
We got George into playing Destiny 2.
Oh, Destiny 2, same thing.
Yeah.
It's like, how fast can I move my mouse? No.
That's true. The irony of it is, I was always under the impression that if I had 1 million DPI on my mouse and I can turn around on a dime by just flicking my wrist, that somehow was going to make me better at FPSs, like first-person shooters. Ironically, the opposite is true. A lot of the big gamers like Ninja and things like that, they have like an entire area on their desk that's a mouse pad. And when they aim, they're literally moving the mouse like feet, not inches. They move it feet. And on screen, it's so slow. because if in a game like Fortnite and things like that, or we were playing like PlanetSide 2, you can aim incredibly well. So if you see somebody who's aiming really good and keeping a bead on them the whole time, they probably have a low sensitivity and they're moving their mouse in dramatic fashion. So I started doing that and I became 10 times better. I'm not even joking.
Is it a workout too?
Yeah.
I mean,
wax on.
Yeah. It's like you become like
That's so good.
Karate Kid out there. I'm telling you, dude, but if you try it again, lower your sensitivity to where the point where you're playing, you're moving your mouse needs to move 1.5 feet.
So I was bad at GoldenEye. like we're talking.
That has auto aim.
We're talking about like decades of Tony.
I think he's trying to say that's not going to help.
But it was still fun, even though you were bad at it, right? That was a great game.
He's past
It was great, but even then it was like split screen where it would be just like this. We'd all have our own screen and I'd just be getting murdered by everybody. And it'd be like, hey, wait, did you just shoot through the wall again and kill me? Yeah. Great. Thanks.
Well, fair enough. I tried, Tony. I tried.
You were just standing there again.
Did you see me watching you stand there on the split screen? Because I was doing that.
Tony, are you using both hands for your controller?
Yep. That was it.
That's awesome. All right, well, I think we're gonna hop into our last topic of the podcast, and we're gonna talk about some top 5 games that made us interested. Anything else you want to add before we jump into that, Tony?
No. Well, actually, just a quick plug. We are promoting Under Falling Skies, our newest game. It is a solo game, and it's our first venture into that. So definitely check out Under Falling Skies by Czech Games Edition. We have a bunch of videos and stuff like that coming out soon.
Cool. All right, let's move on to this last topic. And that last topic is our top 5 games that made us interested in its subject matter. Although that is a very loose title. It could really be, maybe you even like the designer and looked at other stuff. I don't know. Whatever. We're pretty loose with this thing. Tony's got a surprise for us. He's going to jump in on this. We'll see how this goes.
I did not prepare a list in advance.
Just going to wing it.
If you have the other list, you could do that too. If anybody did, like maybe you're interested in something and you got the board game because of it, that's cool too. We're pretty lenient. It's not a big deal. We're going to start and kind of go in rotation. I don't know how everybody is seeing this, but typically we'll do me, Matt, Eric, George, and we'll do Tony. That way you can finish with the last one and you'll surprise us.
That way I can just copy Eric got mine.
That one,
That's true. You have a lot of time between them and you'll be able to be like, hey, maybe it'll actually spark a good memory, right? Yeah. My first one, actually, I'm going to start, my number 5 is going to help. Matt's going to have to help me with this one a little bit. It's World Championship Russian Roulette. And I know a lot of people are like, what? But Matt actually showed me that the person that was, what's his name? Ash?
Oh, Anthony Birch.
Anthony Birch. Yes, because he was involved with Borderlands 2. Borderlands 2.
He was the main writer for Borderlands 2.
Right. And he was on what? Hey Ash. It's a YouTube channel.
That is his YouTube channel now, yes.
I didn't know any of that. Apparently, I still don't know any of that. But at the time when Matt told me all this.
What You Playing, Ash, I think is actually the name of it.
Yes. You're right.
I think that's what it is.
Right. And so after I got World Championship Russian Roulette, I thought it's an awesome game. I don't know if you played it, Tony, but it is hilarious. It is fantastic. It's great. And I didn't know any of this. And then Matt was telling me I started watching the YouTube channel a little bit, but this has been a couple of years, so I kind of forgot. But anyway, that's my number 5. It's good stuff. Plus, it was related to Borderlands.
It inspired you to watch the YouTube channel.
Oh, that's
it inspired me to watch the YouTube channel.
Because I thought you were like, I started playing this game and then I got interested in Russian roulette. So I picked up a revolver.
Now I'll do it. My spare time.
I got a good winning streak now.
I mean, I'm still here.
Ain't lost yet. My number 5 is actually it's kind of a roundabout way of getting to it, but there's a game called Condottiere.
Oh yeah.
Which The Witcher somehow thought they invented this game, but it's used as Gwent in the Witcher series, or at least the third one. I don't know if it's in the previous one.
I think it's just in 3.
Just the third one. So that in turn made me kind of interested in just playing the video game itself to get this little side game that came with it. So.
And now it's taken all of his time.
Yeah,
Thanks.
I could not find how many hours I played and put into that game, but it has to be.
Is it in hundreds now?
Oh,
Thousands.
It'll be 150 at least. I'd almost bet.
So
Skyrim
it
level.
is a long game if you do everything.
So Matt,
Yeah.
the card game Gwent is a retheme of Condottiere?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
What did you say?
And they
Conde
thought
to a
they
T.
invented it. The guy was like, I woke up one day and had this idea. So if you watch I did a review of Condottiere and I did a review of Gwent that came with the collector's edition of
Yeah.
Witcher 3. And I totally trashed it over this. Like, it was on the Dice Tower. I was just like, no, you did not invent this. Sorry.
Oh, I didn't know.
Anyway.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Eric.
For me, number 5 is Castles of Mad King Ludwig. So this game is actually based on a real person. His name was Ludwig II of Bavaria. So he was a king back then, 1864. Anyway, there was maybe a misconception thinking that he's mad, but it wasn't really proven. But he did kind of like go away from being king and really focused on making all these buildings and stuff. He made a couple castles, and anyway, his offspring, or not even his offspring, his ancestors, later on gave those castles to Bavaria, and now they're making millions of dollars and bringing people to Germany.
That's interesting.
He was eccentric at least.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. There was a lot of mental health back then, so it's hard to say.
So he was also called, I guess, the Swan King or the Fairy Tale King. So that's also why they brought in swans on the expansion.
Very nice.
Mm.
And now you know.
Now you know.
All right.
All right, George.
George.
My number 5 is a game called Schinderhannes. And this was a game that I picked up not knowing anything about it. And it turns out to be about a guy who is basically the German Robin Hood. And so I had to learn a little bit about this guy. Johann Buckler, from 1778 to 1803, kind of a short life there. He was a German outlaw known as John the Scorcher or John the Flayer or John the Robber of the Rhine. And it's kind of weird because the Scorcher and the Flayer makes him sound really violent. And he probably was, but they never actually proved it. They never proved it. He probably killed several people. He murdered several of his accomplices. He just went on along the Rhine doing armed robberies for years, and he became a folk hero because the French had occupied, and the peasantry said, well, anybody who's against them, they're okay by us. And so he got this group of people, and they would live in a town, and nobody would turn them in, and they were just well-known robbers. They just go out and rob people, and the town would protect them. They'd have like it was called the robber ball, and all the women of the town would come, and the robbers would just make merry with them and stuff. It was just crazy. It just went on for years, and then he finally got captured, and he was executed along with 19 members of his gang.
So not a happy
Not
ending.
really.
George always brings up some interesting stuff.
I haven't played the game yet, but I really want to. And the thing that's slowing me down is translation. So
That's fair.
That is fair.
All right,
Tony, you want to jump in on
Yeah,
one?
so this is actually a game that I worked on before, and it is Ruby Combat Ready. RWBY. It was a game that was signed with Rooster Teeth, when I worked for Arcane Wonders, and I had no prior knowledge of the anime series when we signed it, so I actually ended up watching all 7 series at the time of the anime and found out that it's actually quite good. It's actually all the characters are based off of like different folk tales and Red Riding Hood and things like that. So, and and fairy tale type characters that are brought in different ways. And it was initially made by only one person, Monty, and he actually passed away during creation of the thing. And now when I went and saw their studio, they had just like hundreds of animation, just people working on the animation for it. So you when you watch it through the series, it's one of the first things in any sort of media that I've ever watched where I've sat there and been like, the anime gets better looking drastically over the course of its existence. So they really changed everything. Like in the beginning, side characters and people who weren't in main focus are just black silhouettes because he was rendering it. It's all computer rendered. It's not hand drawn. So yeah, it was all done at first by one person as a side project, and now it's what it is.
Now it's huge.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Matt, you like this one quite a bit, right?
Yeah, me and the kids watched it. Yeah, my daughter enjoyed that a lot. She got a lot of the figures and all that. So yeah, it's
nice. I need to watch more stuff. I have like a massive bookcase of shrink wrapped DVDs and series. One day.
One day I'm just gonna chill.
We'll talk about one of them here in a minute.
And we got to check out the game too.
Right. My number 4 is the Android universe. And I say that, which is basically the Fantasy Flight Android universe. I remember when I first got into board games, the Android board game was the only thing out. And I was like, man, I loved Shadowrun. It's one of my favorite, role-playing games, like pen and paper role-playing games. And even the video games they made of it, not the Xbox one, but the Super Nintendo game they came out with a long time ago and the Genesis game. Those are great. And I was super excited. I started getting into the Android stuff. Every Android game that came out, except for I think Mainframe, since then I've bought, I believe. And I really like it. And Netrunner came out and the whole lore and all the stuff behind it. I bought one of the novels. I know better. I don't read books, so I haven't read it. But I have it. Yeah. So I really like the Android.
I do too. I think it's interesting.
Yeah. It's good stuff. I would actually probably get more into it if it weren't for a few things on this list. So,
my number 4 is, Tim actually one day, it was probably 3 years ago, probably we played, Uncharted, the card. It was a card game mainly, ain't it? Right?
Yeah. It's a board game, but there's mostly just cards.
Yeah. And it seemed like a very well, this is kind of like Indiana Jones pretty much. And whenever I finally came around, or actually my wife came around and got me my PlayStation 4, she called him for advice on what to get. And I guess he suggested that there was a Uncharted PlayStation that pretty much gave me a download for all 4 Uncharteds that were out. And so getting that, it allowed me to play it because I was interested already. So I think Tim knew that. So I think that's why he suggested it. So we've played the first one and we still got 3 more to go, but
it's like a movie.
Yeah, it's fun. And that's another one. It's another one that the wife will sit there and kind of watch because it's like story, a little bit of kind of not hard action, more story.
Yeah,
some little menial task, more story. You're right. It's like a movie.
In the end, you've played it for 3 hours, but you played it for 17.
Yeah.
You just watched it for most of it.
Yeah. All right, number 4 for me is it's a game called Radis, and it's an area control type of game where you are basically dealing with the Black Plague. And in this game, there's an expansion that's a Pied Piper, so I had me go down and be like, oh, who was that Pied Piper guy? So if you don't know the story behind that, it's a German folktale basically, where a city hires this guy to play this magical flute or whatever to get rid of these rats that are infesting their town, going to the river and then drowning those rats.
Reasonable.
Well, they were supposed to pay the dude, and he never got paid. So as kind of revenge, he came back and lured the children out of the town. So if you ever hear the saying, "Pay the piper," that's where it comes from. So
yeah,
thought it was interesting.
And the moral of that story is don't raise your kids to be like rats.
There you go.
Sure.
Sure.
That's interesting. Was it is it just a folk tale, or did it actually happen to
No,
him?
it was like
I
supposedly.
say don't agree because it's like certain things.
I'm sorry. When's the last time you could lure all the children out of a village with a flute?
Or a rat. Or one rat.
Or rats.
I mean, it is a folklore, and it was supposed to be back in 400 or 500 AD kind of
This
thing.
was like Jack the Ripper was real, but he doesn't live up to what we make him out to be now.
Okay.
That's what I kind of mean.
Yeah.
The legend has grown.
So, yeah.
Like, did it happen in some,
It was based on some truth or something.
Yeah,
Gotcha,
probably.
just exaggerated.
Yeah.
There was probably
There's-
some kidnapper that
Yeah.
played music at like a bar.
And somebody saw a rat following him once. Yeah.
Right.
Chaotic evil bard that kidnapped children at a rat familiar level 1 wizard. I don't know.
I want to play this now. That's great. My number 4 is the game Nefertafel, which I've talked about before. It's the Viking chess game where you.
I like Tony's
okay.
Tony's
Well,
laugh.
Well, the last 2 games that you've said, I'm just like,
he's
what?
What is
are these
that
games?
George
But
comes up
no, I
with
do
some
know that
games.
game.
Yeah, so- Yeah,
it's the King's game.
Is this the King's
Yeah.
tablet?
Yeah,
Or
King's Table,
King's
yeah.
Table?
And so this game, I started looking at that game and got interested in it, and then that led me to be interested in all the Toffel games. And I found one that is the Irish version of this game, which is Branduve, and it's played on a very much smaller board. So the normal Nefertafel has 24 attackers versus 13 defenders, and then the Irish version has 8 attackers on 5 defenders on a 7x7 grid. So it's this really small, sort of very unforgiving version of the game, because in the normal game, you can give away a few attackers or a few defenders in order to improve your position. But in the Irish version, one mistake and you're in trouble. So you have a lot of pieces that are doing double duty as threatening something, but also protecting these other pieces, and you have to keep it all in your head and not make a mistake. And it's a great game. Number 4 is Branduve.
That sounds awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, I like the King's Table.
I do too. Yeah, I didn't even know that's how it was pronounced in even my wildest dreams.
Well,
so.
it might not be. I know Branduve is correct, but Nefertafel could be totally wrong because I also don't know how to pronounce Vladia, and I don't think I can try the last name.
Oh, it's not Ch. I'll tell you that. Oh, okay. So my number 4. This one's kind of a really type game. It's Battlestar Galactica. So I actually played the board game before I ever really knew much about the fandom. So it was definitely one where I'm like, wait, what? I'm a Cylon? What's that mean? And it got me thinking, hey, I should watch this series. And I watched the newer one. I didn't watch the original. And it's probably among my favorite sci-fi type series on there. And so definitely in my top 5.
Did you start out loving the series and then thinking, and it kind of trailed off? Or did you like it all the way through?
Okay, so I watched it I watched it twice. So now I've watched it once myself and once with my wife. And the first time I watched it, I was completely into it the entire time. And I thought it was so good. The very end, not doing any spoilers, I was like, was interesting enough that got me thinking a lot about the previous seasons. So then I sat down and I watched it with my wife, and she fell asleep 4 times through the first through the first episode, because it's like that hour and a half, like what do they call it? The pilot video.
Yeah,
and so it's like. I was like, you have to watch this. You have to watch this. You will like this. Because the same thing happened with The Expanse. We sat through the first 2 episodes like 4 times because it just took her a while to get into the groove of the series. But afterwards, now we're watching just episode after episode of The Expanse. I haven't watched the whole thing of it yet, so yeah.
I have kind of a similar story, except it wasn't a series. It was a Princess Bride, and I remembered loving it back in the day. I was like, "Oh, you never watched The Princess Bride? You have to watch it." So we went, and this was back in the day. You went somewhere at Redbox and rented it. I was like, all right, I got the VCR, put it in, So and then we watched it later, and it I don't think it held up to today's standards.
Blasphemy!
Unfortunately for me, I know.
That is such blasphemy, man. Inconceivable. I do not think that means what you think it means.
There's so many moments from that. They're classic.
There is still some moments that were really good. I can agree on that. But
rodents of unusual size? I don't think they exist. We can just quote that whole movie.
I don't even know if I should speak up because I'm kind of with Eric.
But have you rewatched it recently within the last 5 years or something?
Do you know how many times I've seen this?
I own it.
I know. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I never saw it back in the day, and when I first met my wife back in 2006, I bought it for her birthday the following year, and then that's the first time I ever watched it.
Well,
I was like, it was funny, it was good, and it had some quotable stuff, but overall, I don't.
It's tremendous.
It's all right.
And this is for everyone except for Tim. You should read the book because.
There's no way.
Because the book has a whole bunch of humor that isn't actually in the movie. It's so good.
Yeah,
Tony. If it's not a technical manual or a rule book, I will fall asleep in about 3 seconds. If it's a novel, I have tried so hard. I have so many novels that I want to read. I just cannot.
How about audiobooks?
Oh, I never tried that. Well, because I listen to so many podcasts, I guess.
I think
in music.
I think if you listen to a lot of podcasts, you could definitely go through audiobooks.
Yeah, for sure. Because some of these podcasts are basically audiobooks.
Yep.
Like ones about paranormal, stories.
We just changed your life, Tim.
But so I'm going to segue into mine. But Tony, you were talking about Battlestar Galactica. I never seen the show. I played the board game. I was like, okay, maybe I'll check out the show. It's in shrink wrap on the shelf, much like my number 3, which is Warehouse 13. So George had Warehouse 13. We played it. I had a lot of fun. He told me the premise and everything, and it was just awesome. It absolutely sounds like a TV series up my alley. I went to half price. I bought the first series and I bought it shrink wrapped. And unfortunately, it's still shrink wrapped. But I am super interested into
one day
checking it out. Yeah, one day I will watch this.
It's very campy. It's very silly.
No, I'm totally fine with this. You told me it was campy, and exactly what it totally reminds me of, like cheesy Firefly episodes.
Probably,
yeah. So anyway,
Matt.
My number 3, I think I done forgot it. Oh yeah, okay. So there was a time where I was playing Warhammer Invasion, which is a living card game that Fantasy Flight had at some time. And at that time, there was other groups playing other LCGs around us, and there was these people that had these, funny. Instead of them tapping, they called it kneeling, but it was the Game of Thrones version of the living card game. I have never heard of Game of Thrones or anything, so it was neat. The guy taught me the game and all this stuff. So whenever the series came out online, my wife just, casually like, well, you want to check this series out? And I probably wouldn't have cared one way or the other. We might have watched it, but just because the fact that I remember that LCG game, it was like, well, if they made a card game about it, it must be pretty cool. So
yeah, no, I was reading the novel. They announced the HBO series. I just go, thank you, HBO.
It hasn't been 3 minutes yet. He was still awake, so.
Yeah. No, well, so I worked night shift and I struggled. I was reading it because some friends were like, let's have a reading party. Man, they destroyed me. I was like,
oh, man.
Okay.
If that's how you feel about the first book, just wait till you got to like the 3rd or something. Talk about struggling. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I enjoyed it. I just have a hard time reading novels. I need information.
Yeah, that card game though, Game of Thrones, one of my top favorites. I have every card for that. Love that game.
Right. Nice.
talking about books, going to number 3 for me is the Pillars of the Earth board game. It's also a book series. So there's World Without End and A Column of Fire, which I haven't read the other 2 books, but I'm assuming that they're going to be pretty good as well. But I did read the first book.
I bought all these.
And the book is good.
They're still in strength.
You should read it. It's a good book. So
I actually found it at Goodwill, so I only spent $1.
It's worth it.
Yeah, that's higher on my list.
Oh,
yeah.
Eric, you watched the series too, didn't you?
I actually bought the series. It's like a mini series. I think it's like 3 or 4 or 5 shows. I watched like 1 or 2 of them. I don't think it lived up to the book itself, but it was all right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll agree with you that it doesn't live up to the book because the book is tremendous. It's much higher on my list, but the series is really great too.
Is it okay? I'll have to
give it a try.
Look
Yeah.
back out and I was like, that's not what I imagined that guy to be.
I wouldn't have cast that guy.
Yeah, that's
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great
that's
one.
me.
My number 3 is Madam Ching, and this is a game that made me interested in who Madam Ching was. And it turns out that she was named Qing Shi, and she was a pirate leader in China. And she didn't start out that way. She started out as a prostitute on a floating brothel, and then she met a pirate leader, and I guess they really hit it off because they got married. And he had already gone out and tried to get a coalition of all the different pirates in the area, but couldn't do it. And then when she joined up with him, they sort of put their heads together, and they got everyone to go under one banner called the Red Flag Fleet. And they had a total of, they had between 20,000 and 40,000 pirates at various times. Yeah. And then she outlived her husband. He got killed in Vietnam. And then she managed to consolidate power over all the pirates. And so she was, and she used her influence to do that, but her in various ways. But anyway, she ended up having control of this massive group of pirates, and they went up against the British Navy. They went up against the Portuguese Empire. They went up against the Qing Dynasty, and none of them could bring her down. And eventually the Chinese said, okay, we can't beat you. How about we make you the Royal Navy? So they pardoned all the pirates, made them the Chinese Navy, and at the height of her power, now she's commanding the army, the Navy, all the pirates, and she had between 1,500 and 1,800 ships under her command and 80,000 pirates that she was commanding, and she was the most successful pirate ever, and she was never brought down. She lived out her life in retired luxury.
At the sea. Cool.
That is
awesome.
An awesome story.
That is awesome.
All right, Tony.
Wow.
All right, Tony.
Okay.
Yes,
So-
you're next. Follow that up.
You want a good story here.
So this is what happens when you don't prepare a top 5 list when you get to number 3 and you're like, so there's this game called Letter Jam, and it made me think a lot about strawberries and different fruits. And there's actually this promo tile in number 9. And I had no idea what fruit it was.
What fruit is it?
I forget.
What is he talking about?
Best comment ever. That's it. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's good. I think it's a dragon fruit, perhaps.
Oh.
He's hella.
Yeah, it's a dragon fruit.
Awesome. I had that one. I didn't realize it was a dragon fruit.
Yeah, it's well, no, it's not a dragon fruit. I'm wrong. Yeah, it looks like a dragon fruit, maybe.
We'll call it a dragon fruit.
They'll call me out later about this one, but yeah.
But now you're interested in eating some dragon
What
fruit.
is he talking about? He's talking about just shooing in one of his own company's games in the middle of the top 5 list.
But you know what, Tony?
That was a good shoe-in, though. That was a good shoe-in. I mean, poor placement after George, but it was a good shoe-in.
I support you on that, Tony, because that is one of the best games That should have been
Thank you.
top.
Yeah, no, I'll tell
Dude,
Agua
actually-
that.
Innovative game of the year. That's what I said.
Before the podcast, George is like, let's talk about Letter Jam.
Yeah, you really did.
It's just to say, I knew what game you were talking about. I just didn't know how you were even bringing it up. It just didn't make any sense.
Yeah, that
It has a
happens.
strawberry in it.
Yeah, it has a big strawberry on the
Yeah.
cover. No.
Innovative game
good.
of the year.
That was
Should've
good.
Oh.
Right? Bam. All right, my number 2 is a game called Anima Tactics. And this is a miniatures game that, you paint and you play and stuff. And when I was looking through the rule book, I mean, it's got obviously anime inspired artwork and stuff like that. And it had like a lot of backstory. It's so much that I was like, there's no way that somebody went through this amount of work for just a miniatures game, without having stuff in the background. So come to find out, I didn't notice at the time, but Fantasy Flight actually had a role-playing game for Anima. It was called Anima. The Tactics was just a miniature game. And they also had they ended up releasing a couple of card games, small box card games based in the world too. So I bought the RPG, and I never got the card games until recently, but I bought the RPG and read through it, and I was like, man, I want to play it. We couldn't find anybody to play it. So ironically, it actually spawned me into getting a different game called Exalted, which is a White Wolf game, if you're familiar with like Mage the Ascension and all that stuff, or Werewolf. It's a game in that line called Exalted, and it's very anime style. So it's weird that the miniatures game kind of bridged me over to a couple of different RPGs. So pretty cool stuff. I don't know if they do anything with the anime or Anima RPG anymore, but it's really good. I never played it, so I guess I can't say that. But I've played quite a bit of RPGs, and the actual system.
And you
seems
watched the
really
anime?
good.
You said it's an anime. No,
There is no anime. When I played the miniatures game, got me interested into the RPG, but since I didn't have anybody that wanted to play that RPG, I actually got a different RPG that was very similar in theme, which was
it's an anime
Exalted.
style, but there's no actual anime. Oh,
There's no actual anime
okay.
now. Yeah. Although there could be, there's quite a bit of backstory. A lot of the characters are super awesome. And the coolest thing about it is everything is overpowered. It even seems like in the RPG it was like this, but every move you do, somebody's going to be like, that is broken. And then they pull off a move, you're like, that is broken. And then you pull off a move, you're like, that is broken. I'm like, okay, I see a theme here.
Huh.
It was pretty good.
Cool.
My number 2 is so this is a IP that's pretty popular in the gaming world because it seems like it gets replastered on everything, but it did interest me to actually go a step further other than just a board game. So it's the typical H.P. Lovecraft, the Cthulhu line and stuff like that. So you playing your Mansions of Madness. So you're I had the Pandemic, Cthulhu, and this and that, but I actually bought the H.P. Lovecraft book and
Like the complete
the complete
thing.
thing. And I've read some of it. I'm not going to say I've read the whole book, but I have read some of it. And even on I think A&E one time had like a little movie of one of his stories or something like that. So I wouldn't have watched it besides the fact that the board games. I don't think the Metallica song inspired me that much to watch it. So
It's weird to read through, though, isn't it?
Yeah, actually,
it's kind of hard to follow what he's saying. It's just, I mean, you written a long time ago,
Right.
so they probably just spoke different back then.
Well, I think even
It's
for
like
the
old
time,
English.
even for the time, it's like purple prose. He's just like overdoing it,
Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, Matt took my number 2. It's the exact same stuff. I went on Amazon. They have like the compendium of I don't know how many books there were, 20 or 30, 40.
Everything he wrote, basically.
I was like, oh yeah, that's pretty interesting. I want to know a little bit more about it. Like book 1, I was like, okay. 5 pages through it, I was like, I'm not understanding this. It's like old English, and doesn't make sense.
It's extra dimensional. You're not supposed to understand it.
Yeah, right.
And another thing that's confusing is you think every story is going to have these big crazy monsters in it. It's like
right.
they're very few and far between. Actually,
they're all in here.
They're not nearly as common as the board games make it seem.
And actually, a lot of the books are actually like mini stories or really short books, but
yeah.
I just didn't get through
what's interesting is I basically sound like a Fantasy Flight rep at this point, but Fantasy Flight, they did novels based on Arkham Horror.
Now, I would probably enjoy that kind of stuff, but
yes, I think you all should try those if you liked the H.P. Lovecraft stuff so much. They write it more of what we imagine it to be now. Right. I did read about 2/3 of one of the novels.
3 minutes at a time.
Because I got it for $1.
Explain this line of thought. If you spend less money on it, you're gonna read it instead of buying it. I have it new in shrink, but I can open that. But I bought it for $1, so I read it.
It's the art of the hunt. Like Eric is with me on this one. We go to Goodwills and things like that a whole lot, like thrift stores and everything. Even at Gen Con and everything, I might buy a $75 brand new, just released game. But if I go and find the bargain bin, this $5 game, and I'm like, this looks interesting, that will probably hit the table first. It's the thrill of the hunt.
Yeah, this is so true about you, Tim.
Oh man.
Yeah, dude.
So if I want to get a game of mine on the table, I have to convince Tim that you're getting such a great bargain.
That's right.
This is like
you need to heavily discount it, basically. Yeah.
No, but I still have to make him buy it.
Yeah,
that's the key. Right. It has to be like $1 or $2. I'll be like, I'll give you it for like $2, and then you'll be like, oh yeah, I'm in.
Dude, I'm telling you. I bought that game Warband at Gen Con for like $8, and I was like so excited to play it. Everybody was like, this looks like crap.
It wasn't
that being pretty good, but
it was interesting. All right, so my number 2 is the game Witness. Led me to the Blake and Mortimer comic series, graphic novels, which were written by Edgar P. Jacobs, and it was he was started in 1946, and he did them up until 1987. But they were published. They were one of the 3 to be published in Tintin magazine. There's The Adventures of Tintin, which I think a lot of people know, and then there's Blake and Mortimer, and then there was Alex, which is this Roman soldier. Anyway, so when I played the game, I had no idea. I loved Tintin. I had all the Tintins, but I didn't even know about Blake and Mortimer. And then I played Witness, and I had to go back and look for the yellow M and the Blake and Mortimer. Kat got me the yellow M, and it's on the same level. Like, I love it just as much. So that was a great find. It's this captain and his scientist friend, and they go around solving mysteries and going through adventures, and they're always up against Colonel Ulrich, who's their arch nemesis, and they have other friends that join them. It's great. The art and the writing style from back then. I like old graphic novels for some reason. I don't get into graphic novels that are current as much. But this makes me feel like Tintin, like the same sort of nostalgia that I have, I guess, I used to read that as a kid, So these are great.
All right, what you got for us, Tony?
So this is one that is jumping back into the sci-fi realm again, and it's Dune.
All right.
So
nice.
I played the board game Dune with the Brawling Brothers actually one night at a con. We started at midnight.
Good luck.
And we did a truncated game, and it still took us 6 hours. We watched the sunrise. And it was the original
That's
Dune.
Nuts.
Not the remake that just happened.
Right.
But yeah, I didn't know the lore. I believe I might have seen the TV or the movie at one point in time in the past, but it wasn't like I had no idea. So I've watched the movie. I have some, and I'm starting to get through the book series.
Yeah.
I basically had no idea what the factions were and like how much there actually is in that whole universe, because it's a fully fleshed out sci-fi universe with a huge fandom that doesn't have a predominant like movie series.
That is interesting. They've never really.
Yeah.
Like the movie isn't liked, like not nearly as much as like the books and stuff.
Right. The movie was a fiasco.
Yeah.
It started
yeah,
well, and it's like they ran out of time, ran out of money. I don't know. The second half of the movie is a disaster. But
Yeah, kind of like Game of Thrones.
yeah, hey. Okay, actually true. But there's a new Dune movie supposedly being done.
Yeah, no, I did hear about that.
Yeah.
And it got my interest piqued because, but that's the thing that I was sitting there. I was really looking at this Dune series and I was just like, this is good. Like good content. Like, I don't know whether or not like the book series is, I haven't read it yet all. So I don't know if it's going to get weird in some way that I'm going to be like, oh, that's why this isn't public. But like really, it's like really engaging. And I'm just like, there should have like a full blown good movie series of this, and they just don't.
They should. The books stay good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Stay with it. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I've been interested in that. I just never, anyway. I think I have bought one or two of them, but
Yeah.
well, 50 cents because I paid it.
That's even better.
I don't really have an honor. Tony, I didn't tell you this beforehand. We don't normally do an honorable mention before we do our top one.
Oh.
And we just kind of plugged something that really wouldn't make our list. For instance, I plugged on here Spartacus, the board game, because I wasn't really interested in the TV show beforehand. And I got Spartacus and I was like, oh man, I love this game so much. We actually just talked about it before we got on. That I actually bought the first season of the TV series, and then I kind of watched some clips online, and then I was like, okay, I guess I'm not really that interested in this anymore. And so I got rid of the season. So I've never really dove into it, but it's worth mentioning because of how much I like the game, and it tried to translate over, and it just didn't. So that's why it's more of an honorable mention.
Good one.
I got two honorable mentions. Back in the day, we had a board game called Zaxxon, and oddly enough, we actually had on our Commodore 64 the cartridges that would go in the back of the keyboard.
Yeah,
we actually had the same game, Zaxxon, as a cartridge. So I had both the board game and this video game. I just thought that was so cool. Like, being like, I think I was 8 or 9 years old, and
it's probably worth money now.
Yeah, we don't have either one of them anymore.
What was the game like? Did they have like aliens coming swooping down at you? And
no, it was just like a hexagonal game. All I remember from it was like a hexagonal like movement board, but I just thought it was cool because it had ships that like stood on little like T's or whatever. I just thought that was neat. So you moved your ships around on there and shot stuff. And like if I remember right, like the turrets and stuff, you blew them up as you went by them, and it kind of simulated the game pretty well. At least all the pieces looked the same. Like I said, I was fairly young. I don't think I ever actually officially played the game. I just would get it out and play with it.
Yeah, just mess with it.
Yeah, just kind of mess with it. Then the other one I'll bring up is oddly enough, so you got Werewolf Apocalypse. Was a role-playing game, but then they also came out with I didn't play that, but there was a Werewolf Rage that was a card game. Yes. I just saw that they had there's a video game coming out called Werewolf Apocalypse Earthblood. So they're taking that line and making a video game out of it, and I'll be interested in that when it comes out, just because of the Rage game that I had whenever I was younger.
I think there's a huge underground scene for that game too. Like they're still making fan expansions and stuff.
Yeah, it's like Shadow Fist. Yeah, they've got.
I remember Josh was talking about that.
Josh is one of the world champions now or something, like of a dead game. It's like the weirdest bragging right, but he has an uncut sheet.
No one but me plays this game, but I'm a champion.
I mean, they do tournaments. The company with the Shadowfist, I know they got the company to give them permission to print cards.
Wow.
or something. So like he has like an uncut print sheet of the and he got to design one of the cards or something. It's pretty in depth.
That's cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, I remember him telling me
That's
that.
decent
That's
of him.
good. Yeah, I think it was cool. It was a cool move for him.
I
do it, Eric.
So I didn't make one. Fast.
Well, Matt had two.
All right,
so
George.
just borrow one. That's fine.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm gonna borrow one of Matt's.
All right. My honorable mention is from the game Quarto. That is a Matago game, and it's an abstract game. But there's sort of 6 different modules, so it plays differently depending on how you set it up, and you play these cards. And they're white or black, and the way that you place them down influences how you move your pieces and these different tracks. So anyway, that game, this is an honorable mention because it got me interested in the thing, but I haven't looked into the thing yet. So the thing that the game is based on is Corto Maltese, and that's a comic by Hugo Pratt, who's an Italian comics artist from 1967 to 1989. So kind of the same sort of thing as I was talking about before with the Hergé and Tintin and all that. So it's about this character who is a sailor, and he's like Mediterranean gypsy crossed with like Cornwall mother, I think. And so he's sort of got this strange like background, and he's fiercely independent, and he goes around and tries to be neutral, and he goes on these like just escapades, adventures and whatnot, but he's trying to basically help the underdog while still keeping his own neutrality and autonomy. And he gets into all kinds of scrapes, and he meets all these different characters like the Red Baron, and like I don't know, Butch Cassidy, and like just various like crazy, like he comes into contact with actual historical figures, and has these adventures with them. So I'm really interested to see how that plays out, but I haven't actually gotten the books yet.
And you said this is based on the board game
Quarto, yeah,
like the abstract game where I give you a piece and you put it on the table.
Say it again.
That game. The one that is, you have a long piece and a short piece and a round piece and a square piece, and the one that
You're talking about Othello?
I'm talking about Quarto.
No, I'm talking about George.
No, you're thinking of a different game. That's a different game.
No, that's Quarto. The one that I give you a piece and you have to place it on the table, and it has a circular board.
Yeah, no.
I mean, it is Quarto, but it has an exclamation point.
Quarto. No,
Oh wait, let me
Quarto
spell it for
Board Game
you.
Geek.
Corto.
Oh,
Quarto.
I'm thinking.
Oh, I actually remember this game.
Sorry, no.
It has like some
Okay. I was confused.
old
I was
kind
like,
of art to it or whatever.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
This makes sense now.
Yeah.
I got it. I was like,
Tony, you
I
want
didn't
to
know there
throw an
was any
honorable mention, or you want to
story
move
to
on?
Quarto.
I'll pass. I didn't make a
That's fine.
honorable mention.
All right.
All right, so my number 1 is probably pretty obvious, and it's War Machine, because I always need to throw War Machine on my number 1 on every list. It's my favorite game ever. But what was interesting is I played War Machine before I knew about it having an RPG called the Iron Kingdoms. And after learning about the Iron Kingdoms, we played it a little bit, and it was based on the D20, like D&D, like 3.0 stuff or whatnot. And later on, they actually made up their own book and their own system and everything, and both of them were great. I mean, there's so much lore to this. I started reading I have actually read one of the novels, but more importantly, they have these magazine series that came out bi-monthly, and I would read those a lot. And those would have like the equivalent of like short stories, so like 6 or 8 pages of novelist, short story stuff. And I did read most of those, and there's like 75 issues. So I read quite a bit of Iron Kingdom's lore. It is a phenomenal, like, steampunk is by far my favorite theme, and this is like steampunk galore. Oh man, so good. And then I made Eric play it for 6 hours.
Yeah.
I told you it would take 45 minutes. I was
6 hours,
close.
and it was pretty close.
And how was the experience, Eric?
Yeah, I liked it. It was
All
fun.
right.
Man, Tim with the board games in 45 minutes.
Yeah, no, that's 5 o'clock. It's only going to take 45 minutes.
All right, Todd. Matt, you're ready to go. You got like 45 minutes. We get this game out.
Next day.
3 hours later.
I did that to him.
3 hours later. My number one, I tricked you all because I got to do it twice, but I did play the Witcher Adventure board game, and it piqued my interest even more
Did you?
to play The Witcher, to put over 150 hours into a role-playing game on my PlayStation. So
y'all weren't on the phone call when I told Matt I traded this.
yeah.
He's like, what?
I was a little, because I was excited to replay it again since I played the...
After the series came out, it went up in value quite a bit.
Hey, we can play it online.
Yep.
We can play the board
It's
game.
true.
Yeah.
I heard it wasn't that good.
It's not.
And I don't really... we played it once, but I don't remember...
You played it.
I don't remember too much about it.
It's not
though,
memorable enough.
Right. It was many years ago.
I mean, I don't feel like I was playing The Witcher.
Exactly. That's
Put it
why.
that way.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay. I think we all expected it to be worse than what it was.
You
Yeah, that's
expected it
true.
to be more witchery, like.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't even know what to expect as
Right.
far as The Witcher yet, because I didn't know anything about the series.
When we played it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
it's not a bad game. It's not. I enjoyed it.
All right, do it. Eric.
Number one for me is going to be Letters of Whitechapel. It's about Jack the Ripper. So he was never caught. So just did a little research on him and stuff. So there's like
Eric just likes European killers.
Don't go on vacation with him.
No. Yeah, there's like 5 guys that they kind of thought who might have been Jack the Ripper. I don't think they ever like finalized exactly pinpointing, someone in particular. But there was a couple of different people that they thought might be him. One of them did actually move over to the States. So that's all.
Dun, dun, dun. No.
I mean, that's been a while now. He's not alive, obviously, but. Yeah, it's just some interesting history.
There was some recent DNA evidence that came out on something about that too, but it wasn't conclusive enough to really pinpoint it down. I can't remember. I think it was the guy that came to the States, though.
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm thinking as well.
It was the one that they actually had DNA on.
Did he
that they
commit
were
crimes
looking
in the
into.
States?
I don't think he did. Actually,
I can't remember that part.
it was kind of weird because a couple of days ago, it was Pawn Stars and it was on TV. And there was this guy... He had his hat and a little gun or something that was owned by the guy that they thought might have been Jack the Ripper. So back in the day,
really?
they used to what was it? He put his name on his hat somewhere. I forgot what it was. Maybe inside of the hat. So it was like had that lore behind that, and it could have been Jack the Ripper. So.
But did you say a gun? A little gun?
Yeah, it was a little bitty gun. It only shot a little bitty bullet. Now you could never buy another.
Like a Derringer or
Yeah, I was
something?
going to say like a little Derringer.
Right.
In his
It was,
hat?
like, smaller
Did he
than
have
a
it in
jet.
his hat?
Yeah, you put it in your hat.
Wow.
So I guess
It's like an extra pocket.
yeah, because back in the day you always wear this big top hat,
Right?
and when you went into places, you would take it off. You would put your glove into
Perfect
your
time
hat,
to draw your
and that's
gun.
where you.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. That you had access to your
Okay.
gun.
Interesting.
Awesome.
All right,
My
George, what's your number
well,
one?
Eric stole my thunder earlier. It's Pillars of the Earth and World Without End and A Column of Fire. Those board games.
Did you read the whole series?
I've read Pillars of the Earth and I've read A World Without End, which is
Okay.
it happens 200 years later, and so it's dealing more with not the building of a cathedral, but more of the Black Death and the Kingsbridge area, and I loved it.
Random events.
It was just as good. It was just as good as Pillars of the Earth.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I started it, but I don't know. Just other stuff happened and never got around to finishing it. So I'm gonna have to restart
Yeah,
it.
go back to it. I think it's really good.
Definitely gonna read
Column
it.
of Fire I haven't read, but I haven't played the board game either, so that's fair. And and there's another one that he's publishing in September of this year that's also in the Kingsbridge series. It used to be the trilogy, but now the fourth book. It's going to be previous to the Pillars of the Earth, and it's called The Evening and the Morning. And so September, it's going to be published, and it's going to be like 100, 150 years prior to the first book, when England is being beset by Vikings on one side and whoever else on the other side. I can't remember, but yeah, it's gonna lead up like directly to the start of the Pillars of the Earth, is what he said. So
Interesting. Okay.
I'm hoping they'll make a board game on it. Since they
they did all the other ones.
Somebody has to get on this right away.
All right,
Okay.
Tony, you're going to close us out with this
Yeah,
number
it's
one.
also like cheating because it was it's my favorite movie in board game form. So
Ooh.
I didn't know there was a board game,
Battleship.
but it's from the creator of Star Wars and the designer of Star Wars, the role-playing game, comes Willow, the game.
What?
Yeah. So Val Kilmer, Willow, the whole fantasy game or movie where you have
Is this a board game
This
or
is
is this
a board
a
game.
like video game?
And are you
Wow.
are you saying that
apparently
Willow is your favorite movie?
Willow is by far my favorite movie.
Oh man.
I've not seen the movie
It
or
is
heard about the game, but
So
I'm intrigued.
bad.
So that's good.
The game is bad?
No, I haven't
movie.
played the game yet. But the movie is
You haven't
so
even played the
bad,
game yet?
it's
Oh,
good.
okay.
That's why I had
like-
to ask. I had to ask, like, is that really your
It's-
favorite movie? But okay, all right.
It's an epic adventure with the most ridiculous characters you could possibly imagine.
Yes.
So you have a horrible lead character male human that is actually like portrayed horribly throughout the whole thing. So like the guy who's like, I'm the sword wielding hero that gets the girl, you don't like.
Val
You're
Kilmer.
just like, Val Kilmer.
Yeah.
You're just like, he's awful. Why we should have left him in the cage. Like it's a horribly good.
But they had to give the Daikini baby to somebody.
and the whole epic scene of just turning a whole army into pigs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
I give you that.
it wasn't so much turning them into pigs, but I never, even as a kid, I never understood how the guards didn't see them turn back into humans.
Oh, right.
Like who was on top of the wall watching this? And then all of a sudden the pigs are all gone and the camp's empty. Who was on guard duty that night?
True. Oh,
What? Man, it looks like it has a 5.8 on Board Game Geek.
really?
It might be
okay.
okay.
It was literally made by Tor
5.8.
Books.
Oh my goodness.
It's a board game published by Tor Books.
What is the year?
Huh.
That's interesting.
Wow.
1988.
It's going for about 50 to 80 bucks on eBay. So I
People
guess
like
if
it.
it isn't
Oh,
$19.88,
that's the
yeah.
only game
I
that
did
they
not spend
published, by the
50 to
way.
80 bucks. My copy is beat up, but
Man, come on, Tony. You didn't like
yeah,
the
the
brownies?
brownies are in this too. I mean, like, look at this.
Oh,
It's-
they might be my most hated movie character. I don't know.
the brownies.
Man, the little love potion,
Yeah,
or love
yeah,
dust,
no.
or whatever they had.
And then it's like, now
Yeah.
she loves me. And he's like talking about her eyes and everything. And then
It's a
Yeah.
cult
how much
classic,
she
I
loves
guess.
him.
That's
It's
awesome.
so good.
Look at
Yeah,
that
check out
coloring.
that.
That board
Oh,
looks great.
wow.
I almost thought it was a South Park scene for a minute there, but then you're like,
Yeah, no, it's but the thing is that this was an actual, like, back in the day, oh man, now I'm just even more intrigued. Willow, actual computer screen is written down under that. It says, now,
It's almost like it was a Commodore 64 game and
I
they
think
just
you're
printed
right.
it.
it says, now advanced graphics and interactive play bring an epic film adventure to your PC screen.
Oh, it is. It is.
he's got
a
an
game.
ad from the 80s.
No, but yeah, there's like encounter cards.
Oh, if there's live
This is
action.
like old school style. It's got like all these little encounters and spells.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
It kind of reminds me of the old dungeon game.
yeah, I don't know.
Just
Yeah,
on
it's
first
weird,
glance.
though.
I remember watching this.
Yeah.
Oh, Willow? Oh, dude, it's one of those movies you forgot you
Oh, yeah.
watched, and then you watch like a little bit.
Oh,
You're like,
yeah,
I
check
don't remember
it.
this.
So like you can't see that. What am I doing?
I can see it.
People have
Is that Sorsha?
Sorsha and General Kale. They have
Yep.
different stats. They have prowess and health, and then they have like magic and stealth and equipment. It's like a full blown like D&D type.
Wait,
Board game
Sorsha? The
thing.
name is Sorsha?
That's
I don't
pretty
remember
interesting.
Princess Sorsha, the one that Mad Martin
Yeah, she was
was all.
the redheaded girl.
Oh yeah.
Queen Bad
Yeah.
Morda's daughter. Okay, if y'all can't tell, I actually really like this movie. I watched it a million times when I was little. So.
I have fond memories of it, I think. I don't remember anything bad about it.
Migosh was fucking.
I mean,
We were like 5 years
96
back.
episodes.
And Willow does it. Boom.
That goes away for 5 episodes. He comes back a sailor
The end of
with some
98.
vengeance.
You're making me say that, not you.
Hey, you know what? All I remember is in the movie Be Cool, it says, you can say the F word one time and still have
Perfect.
a PG
We're good.
rating. So I'm not ready to bleep us out.
Oh man!
Kat loves this movie too,
Well,
and she made me watch it again after years,
Again?
and it did not stand up.
Oh,
stand up?
come on.
Okay,
I get what
I'll
you're
just
saying with like looking back at me, like, I remember watching this, but my goodness.
I'll keep my fond memories then and not rewatch it. It is 2 hours
Yeah.
long.
It's a comedic epic adventure, though. It's the same as like Labyrinth and stuff like that.
Is it though?
Yeah,
It's the same.
it's on the same line.
It has
Sort of movie.
the same sort. Yeah, I'll give you that.
But if anybody,
I like this movie.
Does-
I can quote lines. I'm sitting here running through all the lines I know from the movie.
it's actually on YouTube.
It's pretty bad.
The full movie.
nice.
It is?
Is it?
All right.
Well,
Yeah,
everybody's gonna have to go
No one
back. Everyone has to go back and watch it now.
Willow's.
There you
I love
go.
Willow.
That's y'all's homework, viewers. Go watch Willow. All right. So first off, Tony, thank you so much for dedicating some time to this.
This was a lot of fun.
It probably went a lot longer than what I thought of at first. I thought I told you like 30 or 45 minutes.
One of
But
those war games.
There it is.
Tim does that to us all the time.
It's not board games. It's podcasts. Don't get you somehow.
No, this was
All right,
great.
cool.
Thank you so much
So-
for having me.
Oh, thank you.
yeah, thank you so much. So this is a separate video than the other one. Let people know. Give a little plug.
okay, yeah. So please check out Under Falling Skies. It's our upcoming board game that's coming out later this year. It is a solo-based game, first of Czech Games Edition. But you might need more people because it's kind of hard. So we do have a 1+.
Fair enough.
It is a very puzzly, very high difficulty, and it has campaigns where what you're doing is defending your bunker and the world against an alien invasion.
Oh, that sounds great.
Awesome. Yeah.
Nice. It looks really cool too.
Yeah, well, the artwork on that's amazing, and we're actually commissioning.
The box art.
Yeah,
looks
we're
great.
commissioning a comic type thing that explains the rules in a comic format. So
Yeah.
it's
Oh, that's
gonna
cool.
be really immersive, and we're really doing some cool things with it. So
That's very Czech Games.
Czech game rules are the best.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Especially Digital Vladia. He will teach you how to play through the ages if you have the app. So
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
on the iOS and stuff. Yeah,
yeah,
It's pretty funny.
It's a lot of his humor in there.
yeah,
Gotta check it out.
yep. All right, well, I think we're going to wrap this episode up. So we want to thank you again for tuning into episode 98 of the MeepleCore podcast. This episode was recorded on June 25th, 2020. Please send us questions and comments to meeplecore@gmail.com. Follow MeepleCore on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Check out the video versions of the show on youtube.com/MeepleCore. Until next time, this is Tim Jennette, the Metal Meeple.
Matt Robert.
Eric Ledford.
George Breden.
And thank you, Tony Gulotti, for joining us.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Keep on rocking and rolling dice.